Oh, there I am. Hmm.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Lalo, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I just woke up from a long nap. I've been so tired. I don't know why. But it's good to see you. Thanks for joining me.
Definitely, definitely.
Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Jason. Hey, Shane. Hey, Elizabeth. Robin. Hi. At least according to my phone, that's who's on here.
Oh, yeah. See,
Yeah,
I can't see anybody. I
I
just see
know.
you, and that's it.
I know. Well, I just switched it to public, so we should be able to see your comments now. Can someone send me just a little comment so I can make sure everything's working? Just say hi, boo, anything like that. So I'm really glad y'all joined us tonight. Tonight, our plan is there you go. Thank you, Lalo. Wait a minute, that doesn't count. That's in the private one. You're so funny, Lalo. Our plan was and still is to discuss the mental health of veterans, but our guest has not responded. So I'm hoping nothing came up. You know how busy we all get, people forget easily. So if he doesn't respond here soon, either way, we're just going to continue, just try to have a little bit of fun and just chit chat a little bit. How does that sound?
Yeah.
That sounds
See what
good.
we can do.
Whoops, hold on, I'm knocking stuff over here.
Oh. Nope. We
There we go.
lost her. Oh, there she is.
Yeah. Let me get my pen ready. So you heard I have my tambourine ready to go, Lalo.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah, the yes or no tambourine. Hope you got some jokes. I didn't get any yet, but we sure can come up with some, right?
Oh,
So
yeah. Yeah.
I also at the last second invited Adam if he wants to come, but I haven't heard from him. He's probably sleeping or he probably has to work. He may be at work. Who knows?
He might. Yeah, he may be at work.
Yeah, there
Never
is
know.
no telling. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Carolyn's Corner After Hours. We're so glad that you joined us. As always, just like I'm so glad that you join us on Monday nights when we do our regular Carolyn's Corner on the radio show. We're having a lot of fun doing all of these great things, right, Lalo?
Oh, we definitely do every week.
Right? We're just trying to reach out to people and let everyone know you're not alone. We're one to me, or we're a big family, regardless of where you're watching from, who you are. We're all the same. Nobody's any better than anyone else. We never will
Nope.
claim that. And
Nope.
everyone is welcome. Everyone is always welcome. Let me put a little thing on here. So
There we go.
I made up a little slogan. It says, we can change the world by starting in our own little corner. And the t-shirts actually say, we can change the world one corner at a time. And for any of
Oh.
you, I know you are probably like, well, wait a minute, you can't, the world doesn't have corners. Hi, Susie, welcome. I know the earth is round, but I hope you know what that means. Each of us live in our own little part of the world, our own little corner of the world. So really, we can make a change just by changing our own little corner. So
Yep.
In my heart, by us coming together each week, it gives us a chance just to get to know each other, express any concerns, maybe address important issues, which is what I was hoping to do tonight. But when we're not able to do that, I still love coming on here and just talking to you guys because y'all guys are so funny. I have so much fun just getting to know you guys. And if there's ever a comment that you want to make, don't worry. More than likely, if it's anything that's controversial or that I think doesn't need to be said out loud or that your name doesn't have to be shared, I won't. So don't worry. I can see your comments. Let me go back to that. So why don't y'all start by telling us your first name and where you're from? I see your name on here. I see we have Jason. Jason's back on here from
All
HEB.
right.
Good to see you. At least you were. I don't know if you're still on there.
From your
Uh,
secret workplace.
yeah, the secret job. On here, it's not a secret. So you come on here, you find out little tidbits of information about us. So my secret job is actually HEB. I am the sample lady
Mm,
at HEB.
that makes
However,
sense now.
yeah, it all makes sense. However, I've been out for quite a while because of my feet. So by the way, I finally just today went to Victoria and got my custom orthotics.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
finally, they finally came in. I had to go buy new shoes too. I had to get some New Balance, and it's just something. But
Yeah,
I
it's
have to
something to
break
work
them.
with.
Yeah, I have to break them in for 3 weeks, and I can see why. We went to Academy because he said they can hurt your back, and I've been in so much pain, just everything, not just my feet. So I could barely even make it through the store. My back started killing me, and I only had them on
Oof.
for like 20 minutes. So I'm hoping and praying that they help. I mean, I'm sure they will, but I can see what he means because I'm learning so many things. You're, I kind of walk because of the arthritis and all that in my feet, I guess, because I'm always hurting. I kind of walk on the side of my foot a little bit. Didn't realize that. So it's kind of worn out my shoes. Well, when you wear these, it kind of straightens up your spine. So it's
Ah,
causing back pain now. And I already had some back pain a lot, but boy, it really hurt. So I was like, oh
oof.
my God.
That
So
back
that's
pain
why
is no joke.
no, it's not. I'm like, oh great. Now my back, I mean, my back has been hurting off and on if I do anything strenuous. And I was gonna go get some little weights, because I haven't been really doing anything physically at all. So Brett said that's maybe why I'm hurting too, because I'm not doing
It could
anything.
be. Yeah, it could be.
I do the radio and the karaoke, but I'm sitting down the whole time.
Mm.
So Brett
Yeah,
said,
it could be from sitting down all the time too.
yeah, it could be because I'm hurting so bad I'm scared to overdo it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's
it
true.
takes 3 weeks to break them in, and I got to start with 1 hour. So tomorrow I got to wear them for 2 hours, and then every day add another hour. And I can see why. It sounds silly, but I can see why, especially because my feet are so bad, especially my right foot. So
Mm.
so I can see why he left it on short term disability, and just see. I'm just hoping
Yeah.
that if I'm hoping that I'm able to go back to work, honestly, because I'm hurting so bad all the time. So, I mean,
Oh
I
man.
don't want to complain too much because people have it bad. You know what I mean?
But if
And
you're hurting, why would you want to go back?
I know, but what am I going to do
Yeah,
unless I get on
yeah,
disability? Which I'm leaning towards that, but I don't know what I could qualify for because I'm always hurt.
yeah.
Even my husband, Brett, he said, I don't know how you're going to do it because I can't even walk through a store. We were only in there
Man.
10 minutes and my back started killing me. I was like, oh, this is not good.
Well, they got those little scooters too. You could just ride
No, I
around on
know.
them scooters.
I know. If I could do my job on a scooter, that would be great. Ideal.
Oh yeah.
But, I don't
I
know
can
if
see
they'll ever,
that.
I don't know if that would be funny. But, I do miss all my customers. And I've noticed through the last few weeks that just by looking through Facebook and the paper that I've lost a lot of my regular customers to COVID. And it's really sad. It's
Mm.
really sad. Adam told me that they announced the young man Ollie that passed away, and
Hmm.
that was one of the bigger shocks because he was only 20, and
Yeah, that
he
was
had
rough.
lost. Yeah, it's sad. The family lost his dad a few days before, or a week or so before, a couple of weeks before, and Ollie, the young man, they were both sick with COVID, and the dad passed away of it, and so they didn't even get a chance to tell him. I don't know if they ever did or not. And then he was struggling really bad, and they were asking for the high school people to send letters, and because he was a young guy and he was a great
Man,
kid.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Maybe
that
about
poor
what, like a
family,
year or two out of high school?
yes, and that poor
Man,
family, they lost two family members to this horrible disease, horrible virus.
it
So
is.
this
It's
is nothing to
horrible.
joke about. Okay, let me see what Adam said. Hold on just a second. He says he can't join in. He's making dinner. It's
Ah,
okay. Let me tell him it's okay. I wonder if he's watching. Let me tell him it's
it's
okay.
possible.
So, guys, I just want to make sure that you're keeping your prayers going for all these people who are losing people. I mean, we have it. Everyone's dealing with something, but it really hits home when you're. Every time I look, and I knew this lady very well. In the store, she was always so nice. The whole family, because I worked there. I worked there for 12 years, so I pretty much saw Ollie grow up. They were always in the store.
Yeah.
And he was a really nice kid. He would always say, "Hi, Miss Carolyn," and he would come up and give me a hug. So it really made me sad because it's like,
Yeah, it
oh,
is sad
yeah,
to watch somebody grow up and then all of a sudden they're just not there anymore.
yeah, it's just sad. So, if you get a chance, reach out and show some love to anyone who's lost someone. I mean, we're all dealing with a lot of stuff. So we're all dealing especially those that are losing people. So all we can do is just do whatever we can do to keep ourselves safe. So like today in academy, I had my mask on. Um, but it's hard to breathe in it, so I would
Hmm.
take it down a little bit. Well, when anybody came around, I'd pull it right back up, just to be safe. Because, whatever we can do to be safe. And
Yeah, you never know.
there's so many opinions and controversies about the vaccine, no vaccine, the mask,
Mm.
no mask. But to me, it really doesn't matter. What matters is, that we get through this, that we survive. It doesn't matter what you choose to do
Yeah.
with your family. It really doesn't. you do what you think you need to do. That's honestly what the way I feel. And I don't have any kids in school. My grandson's in school. Well, he's
Yeah,
like a private school at a home. Um, but I feel the same way. If there were a lot of kids in his little class that had it, I would say don't send him to school. I
yeah.
would, because you're going to do whatever you can to protect your babies.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point to where now they're offering incentives to actually go and take the shot.
I know.
Like
I
I
think
saw
I saw
today,
something about that.
that they were offering $100 for people to go and take one of the shots and
Really?
stuff. I was like, what?
Wow. Well, did
I was
they
like,
implement? Did they implement the mandatory vaccines and employees of?
not that I know of. I know for sure that the president was trying to get it to where if a company had over 100 employees,
Right,
that they either had to get the shot itself or they had to get tested weekly.
right. That's what I had read. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't think the governor's going to go for that. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to go through or not. I'm anxious to
Yeah, who
see what
knows?
happens at HEB and at the. But I know at your job, I know it's a secret, but they've already mandated masks, right? Or I think they did away
Yeah.
with that now, right?
Not till October.
Oh, so it's still do you still have to wear one or no?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, see, I didn't know because I saw something where they had changed it, so I didn't know.
I,
Um,
I know somebody had posted. I guess it was like Beville News because I have Beville News as one of the
right,
Facebook
right, yeah,
deals, and they posted from a different school, different ISD space to where supposedly it was saying something along the lines of it was sent from, I guess, the governor's office, like a letter from the governor's office stating that it was I guess more or less illegal for them to make it mandatory to wear the masks,
he hasn't responded.
so
Yes,
that they had to take them off. That they had to
oh,
take
okay,
that mandate off.
I
But I mean,
saw
that's all
that.
I've seen. That's
I
that's
saw
all I've
that.
seen
Well,
about it. They haven't done it here.
right.
So.
Well, because there's always controversy and two sides to everything. I mean, there's a lot of
Hmm.
kids because of pre-existing conditions that aren't able to wear the
Hmm.
mask. So I can see that from a parent's perspective too, because again, all you want to do is protect your kids. So it's a controversial subject.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to get
It,
into it here on the show or any
it,
of our
it,
shows.
yeah, it's real touchy. It's a real touchy subject to where you know you can have people just sit here and go back and forth with it the whole
I
time.
know the whole night, and like I said,
Yeah.
I think last week I was up till 3 in the morning just reading comments. And it started by one person asking, should I get the vaccine or should I wear a mask?
Hmm.
And boy, hundreds and hundreds of people were commenting. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Lewis is asking for the link. Let
Oh,
me
okay,
send
cool.
it again. Okay, hold on. Is that
Okay,
on
I'll wait.
ours? Okay, I'm going to go to the other. Let me see if it'll let me. Hang on. Um,
Okay.
if you would, I'm going to turn my camera off for a few minutes because, well, I guess I don't have to. Hold on. I don't know if it'll stay. Hang on.
It might not, and I might be able to still hear you, but then again, it might. It's a possibility. I can still see you now.
Oh, you can? Okay, good. That's good to
Hmm.
know because I'm not showing it on the. Hold on, I'm going to have to go. He said he hasn't gotten the link, so Lewis is going to be coming on, so that's really nice. Okay, hang on
Cool.
just a second. Let me. He must be in the other one, right?
Whatever one.
I sent it to both of them, though. Okay, can you still hear me, Lalo?
Yep.
Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. I'll be right back. I'm trying to figure out how to send this to him because I had to switch to a different messenger.
Oh.
Let me send it to myself and then I'll forward it. That's the best way to do it, I think. Okay, hold on. Now send it to
that the production manager?
Yes, it is. I think he's going to join us on the show
What's
with
up,
you.
Brett?
Hey, what are you doing Saturday?
Oof. Uh, we got that deal that we're doing on Saturday. Remember?
How about Saturday morning?
Not sure yet. Well, what y'all got going on?
Well, I might need a. I don't know for sure yet, but I might need a. My uncle passed away, and I might need somebody to do some music or something. But,
Oh, okay.
but
Where y'all doing it at?
it's gonna be Galloway and Sons, but I think it might be at the gravesite. But I don't know. I'll get back with you on more information
Okay. Yeah, I'll let you know.
because I'll call my aunt and see what's going on because I couldn't find any singers. I said, well, we got plenty of singers.
Yeah, we definitely
Yeah,
do.
that's for sure. And folks, that reminds me, make sure you tune in. Come over, excuse me, not tune in. Come over to the pavilion, the expo center at the pavilion. I mean, the pavilion at the expo center.
I was
And
like, that's backwards.
something like that. Yeah. Come over to the expo center outside at the pavilion. Yes. Because we're going to be supporting a benefit out there for Adrian Acevedo. They're having a big benefit for him. And I wanted to talk about that too a little bit. Let me see. I did send Lewis this. Let's see if he comes on.
Cool.
I hope it works. We're going to find out.
We're about to find out.
Yes. So,
Make sure you look out for him at that waiting
yeah,
room.
exactly. I know I can see right here.
He's gonna be like,
I know he'd be like, I'm here. Let me in. Knock, knock, knock.
and then
Nobody's
you can't
home.
even hear him. You can't hear
Yes.
him or nothing.
So I went through because I had seen Adrian a lot of times in the store. Always such a nice guy, really nice guy. The one that passed away, young man, probably my kid's age, I'm guessing. If even I don't even know if he was that late 20s. But I went through and looked at his Facebook because I saw them on. Doesn't let me do it on phone. Okay, hold on. It. What did you have to do different to get to go on your phone? Anything?
Whenever I tap the link on Messenger,
Yeah.
it goes to the page, and then on the top right, there's three dots. So you tap it, and then I usually go to use Samsung internet, but I'm not sure what type of phone he has either.
Okay, so Lalo said if you click on the link, then you're going to see three dots on the top. Is that right, Lalo?
Three dots on the top of that page that opens up.
Three dots on the top of that page that open up. Okay, he's having trouble coming on. Sorry about that, folks. But anyway, I went through Adrian's Facebook page, and because I saw the bumper, the one that's hosting the show, basically, they were good friends, and I went back through and saw some of the comments that he had made and some of the things that he's done, and he was really big into helping the community. He had started a production company for music. He had just bought his first home, and he was really into helping anyone and everyone that needed help. So he was just a great guy. So that's one of the reasons that the community is all coming together to have this benefit for him, because he was always doing selfless things, not for himself, just to help everyone.
Yeah.
That's what I understand. And he was just a great friend. And so that's amazing that he left behind that, that he had left that kind of legacy. I'm so sorry, y'all. We're trying to get this straightened out. Let me see. I don't know. All I had to do, all anybody else had to do was just click on it.
Yeah. Mine's different.
Yeah, it's all different. Every person, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Thank you for joining us. Our guest is trying to join us right now. There we go. I see him.
See him?
All right, Lewis, I'm going to bring you on. Do you have headphones you can put on? We didn't have time to plan with Lewis because he's so busy. Lewis, I'm going to bring you on. Can you hear me? I'm bringing him on. Hi, Lewis. Turn your phone sideways.
Oh, I think he froze. Oh, there he goes.
Lewis, turn your phone landscape. You're sideways.
There
There
he
you go.
is.
Hi, Lewis. Hold on, let me fix this a little bit. I guess that's good. Let me check and see if this one is better.
Oh,
You're a little bit blurry. There we go. That looks better. Let me see. I'm going to put you in the middle. Lala, I'm scooting you to the side.
ooh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our special guest, Luis Polito. Polito. Luis, can you hear me? He can hear me. Can you say hello so I can see if I can hear you? Hello. Well, at least we see him. Luis, can you say he's hold on,
Yeah, he said give him a second.
So folks, you may recognize this young man coming on the camera. He's getting here. He's getting here. So this is Luis Polito. He is the senior vice commander at the VFW here in Beeville. So when you get a chance, Luis, say something so we can see if we can hear you. You should be okay. We should be able to. Hold on. He's getting set up, folks.
Yep.
Everybody's so busy, it's hard to make time. Let me move this out of the way. Hold on. There we go.
There we go. Man, it feels like I'm like close to the phone itself.
It does, right? Luis, are you able to hear me now?
See a little bit better. There we go.
Can you say something so I can hear you? Try to say something, Luis.
He's talking. We're not getting the audio through.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yep.
Come back, Luis.
And you're kind of froze too. Oh, there you are.
I am? Oh, wow.
Yeah, you froze up.
All right, let's give him a minute. Hopefully he'll come right back. Luis, we're going to wait till you come right back. Hopefully he comes right back. So, ladies and gentlemen, our plan this evening is to discuss veterans' mental health. Luis is a great guest to have on regarding that because he is a veteran, of course. He was just the commander of the VFW, so he deals with a lot of veterans, and now he is the senior vice commander of the VFW. Just bear with us, please. We're having some technical difficulties. Let me see if he's messaging me.
Looked like he might have been at the VFW.
He could have been, which is fine.
Yeah.
I hope he comes back. Come on, Luis. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us. We really, really appreciate it. Let me see. Whose comment do I have? You have to allow mic and camera. Yes, Luis, you have to allow access to your mic and camera. Let me see if I can send him a message. I might have to send Brett to the VFW to help him.
It's possible.
Yeah. Brett's probably like, really? Wait a minute. Why are you volunteering me?
It's not volunteers, voluntold.
Voluntold. I like that word. Hi, Valerie. So good to see you, sweetheart. Are you doing okay? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. So we're having a little technical difficulty. Our guest was here, and then he just, boop, disappeared again. So we're waiting for him to come back. Let me see if I can get my husband involved. I'm going to have to yell. Hold on. I'm going to turn my mic off for just a minute.
No, don't do it. Oh, I guess she was saying she'd be right back. It's kind of creepy that she just left me alone here for a minute with nothing to talk about. And everyone staring at me. It's awkward.
I heard that. Awkward.
There she is.
Who's behind you, Lalo? Valerie said.
Bunch of kids.
Valerie. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to bring my my husband, aka production manager. Poor guy. Brett, he was here and then he disappeared. Can you try to message him because I can't do it while I'm I said allow access to mic and camera. Message him on Messenger, please. Oh, he's back. Wait, he's back. Hold on. Let me see if I
Oh,
can.
all right.
Let's try it, guys. Here we go. Lewis.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't working on my phone.
Yay. I'm glad you made it back. You were lost in the oblivion. I was like, oh my God, Lewis, I can't find you. It's like you're lost in a black hole. We don't know how to
Yeah,
get
I couldn't get it. No, it was me. I couldn't get it to work on my phone.
I'm sorry. I'm glad you did. I'm really glad you did. Let me go back to our live. So, welcome. I was just telling everyone while we were waiting for you that your name is Luis Polito, and I never say his name right, y'all. I butcher his name.
You're close enough.
Yeah.
I'm getting close, right? You know what they say, close enough for government work.
I don't like this hair. All my gray hair. Good Lord, I got a lot of gray hair.
I know. Believe me, I know. Yeah. And mine, boy, it's sad. Y'all don't have much hair on top, but when I look compared to y'all seeing all three of us, I'm like, man, I'm getting there with y'all.
At least it shows that I have a little bit of hair.
It's getting thin. It's getting thin. So let me just look at this real quick. Okay. So I want to make sure everything's good. First of all, I want to say welcome to our Facebook live guest or our live guest. I don't know what you want to call them because we're live right now on Facebook and on YouTube. We're streaming live to both. And folks, this is our special guest, Mr. Luis Polito. Thank you so much. Oh, my husband said, break out the shoe polish. I guess to cover up the drag. You know, I've known people that did that. And I also knew guys that used mascara for real.
Mascara?
For real. Yeah, there was years ago, my ex-boyfriend, his dad was just almost white-headed. And we went to visit him. This is, eons ago. And he had 2 boxes, I'll remember, in the medicine cabinet of that Just for Men.
Oh.
No, he had more than 2. He had like 4. And I came out of the bathroom. I was like, wow, you're using Just for Men? But he had like 4 boxes. He goes, yeah, it don't work. He had 4 boxes of it. It made me laugh so hard. Anyway, thank you so much, Lewis. As I was just telling everybody that's on here tonight. Hi, Laura. Thanks for joining us. Your lovely wife is joining us. Maria Elena Polito. I'm not sure what that
No, she's tagging my.
I'm tagging
and Rebecca.
Oh, look, I hear her in the background now.
Oh, is she? Okay, awesome. So, folks, tonight our discussion is going to be basically about the mental health of veterans. And I'm so glad that Lewis agreed to do this show with us tonight because last week we had a show dealing with anxiety and
depression,
mental health. And we had a nice show. We really did. We addressed a lot of issues that people may be dealing with. So tonight's going to be basically the same as far as I'm concerned, but we just want to really focus in on the veterans and the mental health issues of those and whatever you want to talk about, Lewis. So Lewis, go ahead whenever you're ready and, tell them a little bit about yourself and whatever you'd like to share with them.
Well, like you said, my name is Luis Polito. I did 10 years in the Army. I did my tour in the sandbox. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff when it comes to the veterans. I mean, when it comes down to it, the saying, you can take the horse to water and you can't make them drink. I mean, that's probably the biggest issue that we have with veterans. There's a lot of outreach out there. There's a lot of places that they can go to, and how to say it without being too gruff, I guess. It's just, we're hard-headed. Veterans are extremely hard-headed. It took me a long time to get involved in veteran organizations. For me, it was different because as soon as I got out of Iraq, I started working in prison. So I went from one combat situation to another combat situation where your anxiety was always I guess my anxiety never dropped. So when I left the prison, that's when.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What's that?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I just realized what you were saying.
Yeah. So I never lost that. Now it's for a good 8 years. And then when I left the prison system, started working as a truck driver, I went from one extreme to the opposite. I'd go to work and I'd have 2,000 people a day. Hey, Lieutenant. Hey, Sarge. Hey, whatever. Hey, boss. Hey, whatever. And then I went into work being a truck driver by myself. And so, like I said, I went from one extreme to the complete opposite. So that's when the PTSD hit me. That's when the depression really hit me. You can ask Laura. That's when times got real rough for me for a little while. Yeah, and it affected our marriage. It affected everything, just because I was too proud to look for the help. Or I was too, and I'll be honest with you, I've never really gone to a formal. Well, I went once, but I never went back. I never did the outreach for the counselors and all that stuff. Me, luckily, I got involved with the IVO. One of the members there, JD Tierney, he kept pushing Laura to get me involved. And finally, I went to one meeting, and now I'm here. And it pretty much really did. It really did save my life. I mean, it saved our marriage, and it saved it did. So I can't speak a lot on like for the actual stuff that's out there, because I know the MVPN, my brother, he's out there in Victoria. They have a lot of mental health help. Of course, the VA has a lot of help, and there's a lot of veterans, and it's hard for everybody to get the help they need. And sometimes people fall through the cracks, unfortunately. I know we've lost a couple here in town. Well, a handful, but two of them that I actually knew. So it's really about the person, and sometimes, you know, like they say, every strong man has a stronger woman behind him, and it's up to the family to push the veteran to get help sometimes, and that's what helped me out. And the group, I mean, the brotherhood, the camaraderie. I know a lot of times when we say it, we'll say it to a veteran, he'll roll his eyes and not believe it. But when it's organizations like the VFW, even the American Legion, everybody has that help. And for me, just having that friendship and that camaraderie is what brought me around.
Right. So just being around or in brotherhood with people who have been there, done that, you know, that's right. That has to help. Yeah. It's just like anything, you know, it's always easier to relate to someone when they've actually been there, been through it themselves. So we are so glad that you reached out. So tell us a little bit about what the VFW and the IVO, what type of programs, if any, or what can they expect if they were to join your organizations or those organizations?
Well, both the IVO, I'll start with the IVO. It's a homegrown organization. We don't really have the people within our organization, the professionals, the ones that can actually help people. But what it is, and it's going to sound like I'm in a divorce. The brotherhood and the camaraderie. It's a great environment. Not all of us are combat vets. The IVO doesn't require you to be a combat vet. You just had to have served from August 2nd. It doesn't matter what branch, Army, North Marine, Coast Guard, whatever. Everybody has their own problems, and it doesn't have to be PTSD related. I mean, not all veterans come out and land on their feet. Sometimes they need help, and sometimes, I mean, we can't really financially get them somewhere, but release that what's the word I'm looking for? That the companionship is we just support each other. I'm not going to put his name out there, but we have one guy. He's a young Marine. He got divorced. He started drinking. Well, I mean, we all drink, but he started drinking to excess. He started doing all kinds of stuff. And luckily for him, he found a good girl, and now he's a business owner. He's got everything. Everything's back, and that's because we were there to lay. Hey, I mean, we told him, hey, you need to leave that crazy woman, and you need to deal with this, and this is what you need to do. And luckily he listened to us, because me and Laura even called him our son at one point because we were having to babysit him a lot. But that's what we're here for. That's what we did, and we can't do it for everybody, but we do have a lot of success stories here. And like I said, with the IVO, we go shooting. We drink. And I know a lot of people say, oh yeah, we shouldn't be drinking. You shouldn't be doing this. But you know what? That is a release that veterans use. Now it can go too far, but I know I speak a lot. I'm a lot more open when you got a few beers in you, and it's a therapeutic situation. Exactly. And, and that's what we do. I mean, but like I said, you can't do it to excess, of course, but it does help, and that's what we do, and it's helped a lot of us.
That's awesome. And you said, I'm going
Yeah.
back to what you said. You said IVO is a homegrown. So is this is not nationwide? This is something that y'all did yourselves? Is that what I'm understanding, or no?
Well, yeah. Well, back in the day when the IVO started, it was we had some guys who didn't necessarily qualify for the VFW.
Oh,
They didn't like the way the VFW was being run. But there's a lot of old drama. It's not here no more.
Yeah.
You can attest to that. So these guys started our era of a veteran organization, and now our IVO is pretty strong. We opened one up in Corpus, and we attempted one in Victoria, but that didn't hold on. But yeah, I mean it's a homegrown organization. It's not national. We don't. Yeah, the IVO answers to Beeville, and that's pretty much it.
wow. Well, see, I had no idea that. That's something to be very proud of. So you were able to develop an organization for those members who had another option to get that camaraderie. That's awesome.
And there's always watching. I can't see if there's anybody actually watching, but
Yes,
there is another organization, a national organization, and I'll give them a shout out or help them out a little bit. We do have the American Legion. The American Legion is the same thing as the VFW, except for the fact that you don't have to actually be a veteran of a war. You just had to have been a honorably discharged veteran. So, and unfortunately, it's not real soon. But we do have though.
That's interesting because I've always wondered.
Now on the other, we have the. Yeah, the only difference because they have the entire national backing. They have everything. It's identical to the VFW with the exception of you don't have to be a veteran of foreign war. You just have to be a veteran.
Oh, okay.
So and that comes down to a lot of guys don't want to come in. The problem with the VFW and the American Legion that a lot of guys turn away from, and it's something they taught us at the officer training school for the VFW, was we bring in new members and we bring them into the first meeting, and the meetings suck. The meetings are horrible. They're business meetings. I mean, and they call them business meetings because that's when you sit down and talk about money, talk about plans, talk about all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very formal. So, and they told us in the OTS and the officer training school, look, if you bring in a new member, don't bring them to the meeting. Take them to an event. Let them get to know people. Don't show them the meeting right away. Yeah, it's very boring. It's very structured.
It's formalities and all that, right?
Exactly, and that's where like I said, the key word. That's where the business is. It's a business meeting. So, if you don't want to sit there and listen to all the numbers and listen to all that, then it's going to be boring. But come to our events, come to on Saturday nights when we do our things, we do our family barbecues, we do all that stuff. It's a great karaoke. I mean, you help us out with that. We have a great time. But like I said, the difference with the VFW, on the other hand, is the VFW you have to be a veteran of foreign war. You have to have a qualifying medal or have been in combat, that type of stuff, and like I said, it's a more formal thing. But the organization itself, when it comes down to mental health and stuff like that, it's the same thing as the IVO because the VFW goes all the way up to national. Actually, it's worldwide. It goes into Europe. But if you look at the VFW as a business, of course, nobody's going to like it. But at post where we're at in Beeville, Corpus, and wherever the place may be, it's up to that post to make it family accessible, to make it fun for the members, give the members a reason to be there. And it comes down to the brotherhood and the camaraderie that we serve. And that's exactly where George is the post commander, and that's where we want it to be. We want it to be a family organization. We don't want it just to be a bunch of drunks at the bar. We actually want to do stuff, and we have been doing stuff, and we brought our post back to life.
Y'all definitely have been doing things.
Oh yeah.
I just think that's so interesting. Hold on just a second. I'm so sorry. We have another veteran that is wanting to join us. Brett, you can take it from Lewis's and just copy and send it to John. I'm sorry. Go ahead. So we have another veteran, Brett's nephew, that wants to join us too, and he'll be
cool.
a good addition to the show. So okay, I'm just making sure. So unfortunately, y'all, I had to block someone just a moment ago because she's trying to give you an accurate reading. I don't know what that is. So I just blocked her. Let's see what happens. Hi, Hillary. It's okay to be late. I'm just glad you're here. Yeah, so this is the first time I've had to block someone with only our third or fourth show, so that's okay. So
Give an
unless
accurate reading? What do you mean?
go back, I don't know. Unless it was I have no idea. We are public here, so anyone can come on at any time, which we welcome everyone. But I'd rather you not try to give the viewers readings or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I am really thrilled that with the VFW, I love what y'all are doing for the veterans, and I was just thinking right now. With all that's going on with Afghanistan, have you gotten any new members that have come home from there yet? Or is that just one of those, we may not because they don't all live here and be, or whatever. Have you got any?
Yeah. Well, I mean, from recently, no. I mean, those guys in country.
That's true, yeah.
But we do a bunch of young guys that have come in. I mean, that's the pond we're wanting to swim in, because we're trying to get the younger guys to come in and realize what we're here for. And I was saying, the VFW gets a bad rap because all they see is the money and they see all that. The one thing people don't understand about the VFW is if we're not passing the money up, that's where all our lobbyists are. The VFW is the biggest lobbyist crew that we have for all our VA benefits. So a lot of the VA benefits and the money that we're getting for disability or for mental health or for whatever the case may be, it's the VFW and the American Legion that are up there with the lobbyists in Washington and making it all possible for us. So, but like I don't want to stay on that because we're talking about the mental health of everybody.
Yeah.
But
I was just wondering about that. I know it. It's a new happening, so I didn't think we'd have any members from there yet, or y'all would. Sorry.
No. I mean, like I said, most of those people are still they're still in country, they're still in service. I mean,
okay.
And they can be members if they're still active duty. They can be members as well. But like I said, for me, when it came to the mental health, it was these organizations that pulled me out of it. It was the guys, the brotherhood, the camaraderie that pulled me out of my hole. And of course, Laura pushed me into the hole to get them out there for them to be able to help me. But
all right, well, thank God she did. Thank God she did.
Yeah, well, but these organizations did. I mean, speaking personal, the IVO and the VFW, they saved me. Legit. I mean, they literally saved my life, saved my marriage, and saved everything.
Wow.
So if you're out there, if you're watching, or if you know somebody and they don't want to be part of the VFW, they don't want to be part of the IVO, and I understand where they're coming from because I've been there. And pretty much you ask anybody who's a member here, we've all been in that same situation. No, we don't need that. We don't need that. It's not going to help. It's not going to help. But really, if you're not willing to go see a psychiatrist or seek the counseling you may need, give a VFW or give one of the veteran organizations a chance, because that might be all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you may just need friends.
Just to have someone who's been there, like I said, been there, done that. And it's always nice, if nothing else, just to have friends that you can talk to. Because I see y'all become such a tight-knit group. You would think you're all brothers.
Yeah, none of us have ever served together. I mean, none of us have served together, but we just
I was shocked. Because you would think that you'll serve together and everything, because y'all are all so tight. A big group of you, you can just tell it, right, Lalo? I mean, you can.
Oh yeah.
You could just tell that y'all, you got each other's backs, and I can feel that.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
I love going in there because the like you said, the camaraderie and the friendship is strong. And I know y'all would do anything for each other. You could just tell you would do anything for each other.
I mean, the one thing that brought it here in Beeville, the one thing that brought a lot of us together is we do a 100-mile ruck march every November. We do it for our fallen. And we do that, and after about 15 miles of lying to each other and just being dumb for 20 miles or 100 miles, that's what brought most of us together. Is spending that time together is what brought us together. Because, like I said, none of the active group that we have that like you're talking about have ever served together. Me and Benny Puente, the city councilman, we trained together in Fort Hood for a little bit, but that was it. And but yeah, the rest of us have never served together.
Wow.
It's all about the post. It's all about it's about the
Yeah.
organization, what they're willing to do, and what they're willing to do together. That's what gets you to that like you said, that close knit group that we have. And like you said, we protect each other. I mean, we're in the post together, and I guarantee you, something happens, and there's a handful of us there. It's not going to happen. I mean, it's not going to go down the way they wanted it to.
You would have to be a complete fool to do anything at the VFW.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they will. That's why I always feel safe there. Yeah. Lalo, do you have any questions or comments? Go ahead.
So you said you served for 10 years? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm lying. 8 years. I'm lying. 8 years.
Oh,
8 years.
Yeah, I'm giving myself too much credit.
So how long? What drew you to the VFW itself? Like, what drew you to actually join?
And guys, while y'all
I know like you got the push and everything, but
well,
what made you become like the positions? Like
I'm
the
going to
different
bring
positions
John
that you have.
on. I'm going to bring John on. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Actually, I'm right here.
I was like, you're still there. What are you talking about?
Hi, John.
Oh, I see him.
Yeah, what got me active in the VFW was actually George Vara and Robert Hackney, because I was in charge of the IVO side, and I never really wanted to be on part of the VFW side because of the old drama, the old regime.
Yeah.
And then so finally we decided we're gonna become part of it, and Hackney was the commander and George was the senior vice, and I ended up getting pushed into the junior vice position, and then we just went up from there. And we've been extremely successful and just enjoy it. I mean, it gives us something to do. It keeps us out of trouble outside of working, kids, family, and it's something we can do. And I guess, not to sound cheesy, but to feel important again, because I'm a truck driver. So I mean, myself, and like Laura just told me, it's something for us to be proud of, because I know we've been pushing the All-American and All-State thing that we got done, and that was the first time we had done that in the existence of our post. So, and we did it within our within George and I's first year or so. And like I said, we've got a bunch of younger guys that are becoming more active and leaning back on the depression and the mental health. The one thing that I've noticed is the one thing, the one thing that I've noticed is, like, you get these guys and they're 100% disabled, they're 90% disabled, so they're making a decent living. But they're just at home. Yeah. And they're just at home. They're getting depressed. They're doing drugs. They're drinking too much. They're bored. They've got to get out of the house. And I've noticed that's one thing that when you're talking about depression and all this stuff, it's great to have the money, but if you're going to sit at your house and just get depressed and think of the old times and be depressed about it and not have a purpose in life, that's when you start going down the rabbit hole. And I've seen that in a lot of these. I've seen that in a lot of these younger guys. They get that big disability check. They get all their extra bonus education. They get all this stuff, and they just sit at home playing games. And next thing we know, they're depressed and they're alone, and they're committing suicide. And I know that's a very small reason that's going on, but if these organizations are a good outlet for these guys to get out of the house and have purpose, especially if you're employable, and you have to have something to do. So, and I'm not just talking VFW. I mean the American League, VFW, the Marine Corps League, whatever the case may be. Reach out there and get off your ass and actually take care of yourself.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
And speaking of that, we have a prime example of someone that's done just that. Brett's nephew, John Cashin, is joining us. John, can you hear us? Well, he was there. As soon as I say something, he
I think the phone just slipped over.
John, can you hear us?
He might have the same audio deal going on too.
Are you able to? I know you can hear us. Let's see if we can hear you.
Oh, it froze up. There we go.
Okay, can you hear us, John? Okay, you have to allow access to the video and the camera. Try it again. We can see you, John. We just can't hear you. Try to say something. Can you hear us? Okay, you can hear us, but we cannot hear you. Darn
Yeah, he's
it.
having the same problem I had. It looks like he's on his phone,
Yeah.
and it wasn't giving him access on the phone.
So what did you have to do to change that to make it work, Lewis?
I went to a laptop.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
But
that makes sense.
Lalo is on his phone, so I don't know
Yeah.
why some people's won't work.
Uh-uh.
Let me see. Okay, he said he'll be back.
Okay.
Okay, John, that sounds good. Come right back as soon as you can. Be careful. It looks like you're driving. Be safe. I can't tell if you're driving, but it kind of looks like it.
So, Lewis, is there a certain amount of members that are allowed to be joined through the VFW, or is it just how many ever whatever members just join, or how does that work?
No, it's completely open. Right now we have I believe is at 220 members.
Wow.
So no, we don't have a limit.
Wow.
Well,
And how
right now we have.
Or another what?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, how would, like, say if there's somebody listening that's in this surrounding area of Beeville and all that, how would they get in contact with you guys to actually reach out and join that?
Yeah, we have our business number is 361-542-4177. Of course, we also have our Facebook VFW Post 9170, and our website is vfwpost9170.org, and all our emails are on there, so that would be easy to contact us through that. The easiest way is Facebook.
Yeah.
I know Facebook
Yeah,
is always
Facebook
the best method
Messenger.
of communication. It's funny. What
What's
did we
that?
ever do without Facebook? It's like, what did we ever
Yeah,
do without
for real.
Facebook? Because everybody uses it for everything. It's always the best means of communication.
Yeah, that's pretty much the easiest way to contact us, either myself or George. And we're pretty quick because we're always doing something.
Right.
But,
so,
yeah.
So you said that you suffered with PTSD, and that camaraderie. Hold on. Is basically what saved your life, your marriage, your life. So
Yes.
just being around those that had been through similar situations and having those friendships, that means a lot. Well, it means a lot to everyone. Just think about it. If you're in the house by yourself all day, you're just there with your own thoughts, and getting out of the house.
Exactly.
Yeah. So just like you said, getting off your ass. It's literally saying, you know what?
Like I said at the beginning, everybody, you can take the horse to water, but if you don't actually participate and drink the water, you're not. I don't want to say drink the Kool-Aid. That won't work well.
Boy,
that's funny because I seen a picture of that today.
What that means, all the young people, but yeah, don't.
Yeah, no. The first step is your own. You can't force somebody into it. And a lot of times when you do try to force people into it, all you're going to do is push them more away. And so it's a very fine line that we have to walk, especially when we're talking to these younger veterans who truly have issues. You can't push them. You can't push them too hard.
Right.
You can push them, but once you push them too hard, they're gone. And then it's hard to get them back. And especially in an organization like the VFW, where we have so much structure and so much stuff when it comes to the meetings and stuff, it's hard for us to really reach out. And that was one thing we had a little easier on us with the IAVO, is because we could pretty much do whatever we wanted. But we've called. A lot of times the cops here in town will call us and say, "Hey, look, we got this veteran with this problem. What can y'all help us out?" Or, "We got this guy talking suicide. Can y'all talk to him?" And we do our best. And none of us are trained professionals. Yeah, none of us are counselors.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they the sheriff would call me. I've had phone calls from both Chief Bridge and sheriff, and they've called and they're like, "Hey, can y'all help us out?" And of course, we have to walk that line too. We can't just walk into a house with the guy who's got a gun. We're not trained counselors, and we've done it, and we have done it. We've walked people out from under bridges trying to commit suicide, and we've done a lot. And the unfortunate thing is we're not professionals, and we don't pretend to be.
Right.
because that's where you start getting in trouble. But we really want. I mean, we try to help people. We'll make the phone call. We'll invite them out to the post. We'll do whatever we can to help, but there's only so much we can do.
Yeah.
And most of us have been there at one point.
Right. I was just thinking about there's a big issue with homelessness amongst veterans, more so in your cities. Does the VFW have any type of programs available to help those veterans?
At post level, we can help out to a certain extent. I mean, we can feed them, we can do stuff with clothe them. We don't really at post level, we don't really have those resources, but there are the resources up in department, state, national, that they have. We have places. Let's not say the VFW has them, but we do know where to send them.
Okay, good.
I think it was like 2 years ago. We had Georgia put a town hall meeting. We had a bunch of organizations come down, and we actually had one gentleman come in, and he was about to be homeless, and I believe the name of the organization was Endeavors out of Corpus. Okay. And within a day, they had him in an apartment, and he didn't. And
wow!
Like I said, that wasn't us. That wasn't us who did it, but we knew where to send them. And luckily, he showed up for that meeting, and they had him in an apartment within the day.
Wow, that's great. Well, because I was just thinking, just like during a natural disaster, from what you see, on TV, and just when something like that happens, and to me, that's almost like a disaster. You don't know what to do, and if just to have somebody to kind of lead you along the way and say, here, this is what you do. You know what I mean? Here's a place where you can get some help. To me, that's huge. That is right. I mean, to me, that would be huge, because you don't know how you're going to know. You feel like you're alone. You feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere with no one to help you. Just to have someone there to help someone.
Well, here in town, we have our VSO, Tony Ferguson. He's actually the one that we usually reference people to, because he's the one who really truly knows where everything's at. He's the one who does all the veteran support stuff. And he's a veteran service officer, so he's the one that we'll send people to, and he's right here. I don't know what it's called. It's the old library where his office is. And he's the one that we usually send it to him. And then we also have other guys. I mean, I have my like I said, my brother, he's the MVP in Victoria, so I've sent him some people, because we do get a lot of phone calls on Messenger or whatever saying, look, where can we go for this? And like I said, the VFW at our level is not a service officer like that.
Right, but you still know where to send them. And your brother in Victoria, what is MVPO? Do you know what that stands for? I'm just curious.
Military Veteran Peer Network.
Oh, okay. Hi, Jennifer. Thank you for joining us. So we have our good friend Jennifer here as well. She was on the show last week because she's almost got her master's degree in counseling and so forth. I'm glad she joined us. Thanks for joining us, Jennifer. So we're still waiting for John to come back. Obviously, he's waiting. He's going to go back home and get on his laptop. Sorry about that delay. So it sounds like just having the VFW as a place to go is a great option, because the main thing is these veterans, these people that have served our country. And gosh, I hope you understand how important that is. We know how important that is. So the least we can do is have a place, or help them in any way. And if there's a way we can say, here, if somebody has a veteran in their family, all you can do is try. Like you said, you can lead them to water, but you can't make them drink. All you can do is try. Why don't you go to the VFW? And of course, I know, especially, no offense to anyone, but I know especially how stubborn men can be. Men are, I think, men never need help. They don't think they ever need help. They're the tough ones. They're the strong ones. You know what I mean? So, just to have
with you saying that about men, the one thing that anybody watching, if you even the female veterans, combat veterans, it's not just for men. We talked about that earlier.
Thank you. I was just going to bring that up.
Yeah. It's not just for men. We have plenty of female combat vets now, and unfortunately the VFW is still kind of a boys' club, because especially the older ones. But if you're in the Bevo area, it's not like that. Just come in, and if you qualify, you're more than welcome. And if you're out there and you want, it's something that you can. We have we used to call it the ladies auxiliary, So it's not. It's just the auxiliary now. So if you're a female veteran and you want to join, and you can bring your husband in, he can join. He can be part of the auxiliary. I know a lot of guys aren't going to like that, but those are the options. You should have joined. But
Yeah. So real quick, Miss Jennifer said they fight for our freedom. The best we can do is take care of them when they get home. And then Oscar, I'm assuming that is your brother, said Oscar Polito said it's okay not to be okay. Boy, that's great. I love that, Oscar. That's well said. That's great. It's okay not to be okay, because how could you be okay after some of the things you've gone through,
Yeah.
Like, as I was saying, just like someone who's been through a horrible natural disaster, they suffer from PTSD too in a different way, I'm sure. And it's okay not to be okay. Just like all of this that we're all dealing with, in a way, it's okay not to be okay, because there are going to be times when you're just not going to be all right, and you need that camaraderie, and you need that someone to reach out to you and say, "Here, I got you." Here, I got you. So I see Oscar's on here. Thank you, Oscar. Anything else you'd like to share with us, Oscar or Lewis? I hate to interrupt, but I always try to acknowledge the people that are on as well. So Oscar is your brother. I don't think I've met him. So he is in Victoria. So he's the outreach person there, and you send a lot of veterans to him as well, right? So he's able to get them.
Well, we give him his number. I don't know if they actually get to him or not, but I know I've given out his number quite a few times. Whether they, like I said, it's all about the whether you do it or not. But he's a much better resource when it comes to that type of stuff, because it's what he does for a living, and he's a good. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, because there's been a couple times just on he sees my Facebook and he'll call me, "Hey, what's going on?" Or my sister will snitch, or my sister will snitch me out to him and like, "Hey, call me what he's doing."
See, but that's awesome. That's awesome that you have him. But
yeah, like I'm saying, like from what I can say on my level of this stuff, like I said, everything has been through the Veterans organization, just the brotherhood and the camaraderie. That's what saved me. Thank God I never had to go any further than that. But if it's something, I mean, if you're listening, and you're going through this problem, and if it's your husband or if it's your wife, push them our way. We'll try to fix them up as best we can. I mean, like, we're not professionals, so we're not guaranteeing the outcome, but we're definitely willing to have them. I mean, exactly. I'm talking. Laura's giving me hints as we're talking.
Oh, okay.
But at this level, the organization's a starting point. It's a good starting point, yes. and like I said, it's all about drinking the water.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like anytime you need
to
get
drink
help,
the Kool-Aid sometimes. You
have to, and this just like anytime you need help, like we were talking about last week on our mental health episode. You have to start somewhere, and sometimes we just need the help. Whether you're, and all it takes. Let me see. Oscar said all it takes is to keep them safe until you get them to the help, to get them to help. Yeah, you're right, Oscar. You have to keep someone safe, because.
And then usually it kind of takes the person themselves to actually acknowledge that they aren't okay as well. To actually recognize it, because a lot of people can actually go to them and be like, well, you know what? I've noticed this in you, and I've noticed, these different types of disorders, but yet it takes that one person that they're telling to actually say, you know what? I do need the help, or I am not okay.
Absolutely. And it looks like we have Roger on here too. Roger, is Roger a veteran as well? I think so. Isn't he, Lalo?
No,
I don't know. I misunderstood. I'm sorry. But hi, Roger. Good to see you. It's so good to see you. Thank you for joining us. So
although he was in, I was gonna say he was in the ROTC, but not he hasn't joined it.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I'm so sorry. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
So today, or this evening, we're talking primarily about the mental health of veterans, and how the VFW and organizations like the VFW can help a veteran who is dealing with anything, PTSD, depression, Now there is a big difference. So why don't you explain to them, if you'd like to, Lewis? You said you suffered from, I guess, PTSD, right? Which is post-traumatic stress disorder. And there
Right.
is a difference
Mhm.
between that and just depression, isn't there, Lewis?
Well, I'm not going to pretend I know the exact definition of both, but post-traumatic
Right.
stress is something you've suffered from, a trauma. It's in the
Right.
name. It doesn't have to have been combat. It doesn't have to. I mean, it could be just a car accident you saw happen. Everybody has different levels. Not everybody's PTSD is going to be the same. I mean, I could have been in hours of combat, and one person sees somebody break an ankle, and PTSD is going to be different. They're going to suffer one way. So you kind of just have to read the person. Now, depression. It's really not the same thing. I mean, I don't think it's the same thing, but it can be triggered by it. I imagine. Oscar, correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, I don't know the exact definition of either one, but
It's okay.
I would say PTSD. I would say PTSD would be the gasoline on the fire for it. If you suffer from the PTSD and then you can't beat it, you can't get over it, you can't work through it, you can't get the medication for it, or whatever the case may be, and then you're going to start leading into the depression, and of course it's just adding gas to the fire. It's just going to keep digging.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel you can't, or some people, I'm not worthy. I'm not. And the opposite of a veteran PTSD is some guys have PTSD because they didn't go to combat, or they have that depression because they felt that they didn't do their part. They didn't go to combat. They did a bunch of stuff. And it's something that oh, there you go. I figured he'd correct me.
No, that's okay.
But no, that's good.
I understand. Yeah, they have it because they did not go to combat. And Oscar said depression and anxiety are symptoms of PTSD. Thank you, Oscar. Yeah, that makes sense because you've seen an event or something has happened to you, so then you suffer from depression and anxiety, and they can be symptoms. Thank you, Oscar. Yeah, well said. And that's interesting that someone can suffer from PTSD because they did not go into combat. You said because a lot of it is they feel guilty or they have their friends that did.
Well, it's kind of like what is it? Survivor's guilt.
Yes.
Survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
I mean, because I know a lot of guys that have dealt with that who dealt with the combat way worse than me, and they came home but their brothers didn't. Their guys didn't. Especially somebody who's in a leadership position, when their guys don't come back, and that's another thing that people can deal with.
Rough.
But I mean, I was very fortunate. We didn't lose any. Well, we did lose one in our brigade, but I was very fortunate. We didn't really deal with that too much. We did deal with the combat situations and stuff. It's just that we were thank God we were very fortunate. And but yeah, there's the PTSD is a very wide range of stuff, and it sneaks up on you. It sneaks up, and like me, I always felt. Yeah, exactly. And the PTSD can sneak up on you because sometimes you're like right now perfectly fine, and then not that I don't have flashbacks or nothing crazy like that, but it gets Laura's waking me up constantly because I'm kicking or punching or doing something, screaming at somebody, calling for. I've called for fire sometimes in my sleep, and Laura's like punching me, trying to wake me up because I'm trying to do something stupid in bed. I mean, it happens. And it happens. I mean, the what? Oh yeah, we went to the we went to the Wings Over South Texas in Kingsville a few years ago, and they did was it Tora? I had to walk away because it was a very, not because I experienced so much airdrops or anything like that, but the report from the bombs and the concussions from all the bombs they had. Yeah, we had to leave. Wow. I couldn't deal with it. And I feel bad sometimes because like my kid plays Call of Duty and all this stuff like that, and he wants me to play with them. But like if it's the World War II versions, I can play it. But the modern warfare and stuff, the sound effects are very good on those things.
They're very
they're real up to date and everything.
So much more realistic.
Yeah.
So things can trigger you, and thank God. I mean, I say it, and Laura's probably gonna roll her eyes and look at me crazy. I don't think the PTSD is. I have a real bad problem with the PTSD, but every once in a while, I'll sneak up on you, and
Right. Well, just like when I was a kid. When I was a kid, my mom, we knew better than to try to wake up daddy when he was sleeping or stand back because he might punch us because he was in the Korean War, and every, but he never got it. Yeah, I know he did belong to the VFW when I was a kid, but, who knows? I was a kid, so I don't know. I'm sure he did belong to them to get that camaraderie and to get that help. But because no matter what branch you were in, let's see. So Oscar says traumatic brain injuries, TBI. Hold on. Traumatic event that you feared for your life or the lives of someone close to you. Very nice. Okay, and then he said traumatic brain injury, TBI. Moral injury, military, sexual trauma are a lot of issues veterans deal with. Wow. So Jennifer also shared PTSD is a collection of symptoms. Some cases are milder than others, often distinguished by triggers and struggle to adapt back to a civilian life. Are y'all able to see these messages as well, guys? You can see them, Lewis. I wasn't sure. Yeah. I try to share as many of the messages.
Don't share them
because every little tidbit. Do what?
Don't share them.
Don't share them.
I try to share them because every little tiny bit of every little tidbit of information could be that little tidbit that will. So John just shared that he has TBI and PTSD. So he's going to be on in about 5 minutes, guys, 5 or 6 minutes. So he's suffering from both, but he's been able to go on and get a job, and we're very proud of him. He's been through a lot. I know he served a long time. He retired from the Army, and I know. So it'll be interesting to have him on here. Okay, he's here. Let me tell Brett to try again. Give me just a minute. And Brett needs to quit walking away because I don't want to yell at him. Hold on, I'm going to turn off my mic for a minute so I don't have to hear you. You don't have to hear me yell. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. We can still hear you.
Damn it, Carol.
She did it again.
She did it again. What time is it?
So, what age did you end up joining the VFW? How long have you been there again?
I've only been here, 3 years with the VFW and 5 years with the IVO. Yeah.
It's about a good total of about 8 years in total with both.
Yeah, with the organizations, right? Yeah, because I started in April of 14, I believe, and with the IVO, 14 or 16. I think it was 14. But so yeah, and like I said, it's a great place to be, and it's even for the I mean the family's always with us. The boys go play pool. Laura goes and singing on Saturdays, and the family's always welcome here at our post.
Yeah, which is good that y'all accept families and all that. Right. up in the front end usually.
And the big thing too is as a veteran organization, the wives are welcome, and the wives understand what everybody's dealing with. They've all dealt with it. Even if your other half or your spouse didn't serve in combat or didn't serve in anywhere, they still lived on base, and they still know the wives know what everybody went through at the time. So and they know exactly how we're gonna act. So
yeah.
You get offended, you must have been in the Air Force. But yeah, Air Force or Coast Guard.
Yeah. I'll still get one of those every once in a while. Like, you could bring kids here. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
Back. Microphone back on and my camera back on.
Oh, now we can hear you.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now, John.
John. Thank you. You know what? I'm noticing a trend. What is up with you guys? All of you have the goatees. It must be the latest thing. Mine quit growing.
Well,
welcome, John. It's so good to see you, hon. It's been so long. Guys,
I know, right?
This is Brett's nephew, John Cashin. Say hi. This is
How you doing, John?
Lalo, to your whichever way, to your left, in the orange shirt up above you, I believe.
It's red. It's red, but it's okay.
Polito, it's red. Is Louis Polito. He is the senior vice commander of the VFW. And folks, this is John Cashin. Welcome, John. It's good to see you. Are you doing okay?
I'm doing all right, just trying to keep my head above water like all of us are, day to day.
Right. So, well, I was thrilled when Brett came up with the idea to call you. I had considered it, but I didn't know if you'd be available. I should just listen to him when he said, well, just call him. So I'm glad you agreed to come on. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
So we're talking about the VFW and different organizations that could possibly help veterans that are dealing with any type of mental issue, whether it be PTSD. What was the other one you said? Let me go back to
TBI.
TBI. So if you'd like to introduce yourself, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, like what branch you served and how long you were in, so forth. Anything you'd like to share with them.
All right. Well, y'all know my name apparently.
Yeah.
I did 20 years in the Army, active duty. I retired as a staff sergeant back in 2015. I did 5 deployments.
Wow.
3, 4 to Iraq, 1 to Afghanistan, and that's about it. I mean, that's really it. 100% disabled. Continue to work, continue to take care of a ranch, and just my job is day to day. I keep my mind busy. I have a PTSD, TBI, depression, insomnia. If you name it, I probably have it. I have, back problems, all that fun stuff. I was an 88 Mike in the Army, a truck driver in the Army. Decided I didn't want to drive trucks anymore, so I decided I want to work on them again. So that's what I do, really.
Wow. So 20 years in the Army and 5 deployments. Gosh, right? Thank you for your service, John.
Wow, yes.
I knew you were in a long time, and I knew you retired, but I didn't realize you had been in that long. Wow, that's a long time. So the things I know you must have seen. And by the way, your mom is on here, Connie, Brett's sister.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah, and she said, and Mama worried all the time. Yeah, I know. I can't even imagine. I worry about my kids, and neither one of them are in the military, just day-to-day life, especially now. So adding the stresses of right now with everything going on, that must be even extra hard, because now we have to deal with the pandemic and everything on top of all of your issues that y'all already, we all deal with. And it more so for the veterans, because that's another thing. I'm glad I just thought of that. You're already dealing with all of those issues, and then you add the virus to it and the pandemic to it, and you add all of those variables to an already difficult situation.
During that time, it was made it really, really hard. Somebody talking earlier about people just stay at home and don't, they make all this money off of disability.
Right.
And they just stay at home. I don't know how they can do it, really. I mean, I was here for a year, and if you could tell, I pulled my hair out while I was waiting around for this whole pandemic.
We were just talking about that too.
I can't stay home. There was no way I could stay home. I was headed, and it drove me nuts. And now this whole, even when they started working it back out, we got to wear this mask thing. Nope, sorry, not me. I saw my therapist, I think more last year than I did before all this. So
absolutely. So you did reach out. You did reach out for help, obviously, John. So you have a therapist. Did you join any of the organizations like the VFW up there or anything like that as of yet?
I did. I was part of the VFW down here. And I live down in the valley, by the way. So
yeah.
I don't know if y'all know where it's at or anything like that. My dog, hold on, my service dog's over here scratching at the door. Hold on.
You got service cats.
I have service cats.
Now that would be cool, trying to get the little vest on them. Just kidding.
He hears everybody back here talking and doesn't know what's going on. So, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, I'm down here in the valley. Yes, I was part of the VFW for a while. My wife, she's also a vet. She did some time in the service as well. And that kind of helped me out a lot too. You know, she kind of understood what I was going through. Through all this stuff. We kind of met after I'd been in for a while, but you know, she did a few years, and so she was kind of my backbone. You know, while I was still in, and we were both part of the VFW for a while, and then things kind of went sideways with the VFW, so we didn't want to be part of that, and we were like, nope, sorry, we're out of here. My wife was a junior. My wife was an assistant vice or something like that, and I was a senior vice. I was a junior vice, so we stepped down and said we don't want to be part of it. And come to find out, they ended up closing the doors for a little bit. Hey, you're fine.
It happened. It happens in the VFW all the time.
Shadow.
And I'm so glad that you have her and she has you, because like you said, that you have that camaraderie and that companionship at home too, because she knows what you went through to some extent, and you the same with her. So that's bound to be a huge help in dealing with your PTSD and any other issues, right?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Yeah, it does. You know, I probably yell at her more than I should, and we have a lot more disagreements. You know, because I just, you know, sometimes I see things my way, and you know, I like it my way, and no other way. But yeah, she knows when I start having issues, and you know, and this guy over here, he knows when I start having issues too. So kind of works out for everything.
Yeah, Lewis was just saying that it caused him a lot of trouble in his everyday life and in his marriage, and you know, because I can't even imagine, you know, how many things you must go through. But I'm glad that you do have a therapist that you have. You have a therapist you can call and go to at any time, huh? She puts you.
No, not really. I mean, I use the VA. I use the VA for a lot of the things. You know, it's good that there is a VA down here. You know, I'm not sure where you guys are from. I feel y'all there in Beeville.
Yes.
Yeah. So you know, y'all's closest VA is probably Corpus or San Antonio or something like that. So,
yeah, Victoria's closest and Corpus.
Oh,
right?
yeah. So I mean, in that aspect, I'm kind of fortunate that I do have the VA here, and I can look them up and kind of just call them at my beck and call and say, hey, I need to come see somebody, you know, and they're always here, and you know, and a lot of people at the VA, they're, you know, a lot of the therapists there at the VA, they do help a lot, and they don't really give you a personal phone number, but you can call them anytime, you know, anytime. I mean, they're working from home, so they pretty much have their own cell phone, you know, a business phone. You can call them then. So.
Wow, that's great. So that's another option, another avenue, or that veterans can reach out. Another way that they can reach out to your VA, because obviously
they've always had they also have the telemed and stuff, and they have meetings just like we're talking about right now too. So there's a lot of different ways to get out there.
That's good. That's good that there are those programs available. That's really
they have, you know, like he was saying, they have group sessions, just, you know, for guys that have these I won't call them symptoms, but for these guys that have, you know, PTSD, TBIs, things like that, they have group sessions like this. They even have some for anger management. I mean, I know that's kind of a thing for the PTSD as well. So.
Well, yeah, I can imagine. Well, because you're trying to deal with so many things at once. Your brain, I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot for just us as, you know, the general public to deal with a lot of emotions sometimes. So when you add in the fact that you served and you saw this and you did this, I can't even imagine, you know, you have a lot of issues that have to run. So Lewis, you have to go ahead and go this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. Is there anything else you'd like to add before you leave, Lewis?
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, of course, I'm gonna recruit for us. But if y'all are out in Beeville area, B County area, come out to the post. Give us a chance. We're here for y'all. I mean, we're here for our brothers and our sisters. and that's what we're all about. So if you want to reach out to us, we're here. If you're out from out of town, come on over. We don't care. We'll take care of you as well. But other than that, yeah, that's all I got. Carol, thank you for having me, and I'll do it anytime.
I really appreciate that, Lewis. It means the world to me. And folks, by the way, for those of you tuning in, we will not be there for karaoke this Saturday, but we will be back.
Carol. Damn it,
I
Carol.
know. I'm sorry. We did have Brett's uncle passed away as well, so the funeral is Saturday morning anyway. So it's things work out. You know what I mean? I hate to, we're gonna have that. So I guess you heard about that, John. So
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So I had already told y'all we weren't going to be there for another reason. But Lewis, take care of yourself. Thank you so much for helping us out. And Oscar, are you still with us, or is Oscar going to be here to answer any questions, maybe, just in case? I guess Lalo will be back. So, John, I'm really glad that you joined us tonight. I really wanted to, John, uncle too. Oh yeah, it's your uncle too. That's right.
Yeah.
Our condolences to you.
It's all right. It's all right. Hey.
Man, Red was such a great guy. He always never failed to give me a hug and a kiss on the cheek. Always.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
Always, yeah.
He will be missed, but at least he's at peace now and he's not suffering, because I know he really was. So I'm really glad that you joined us. Did you want to share any more specifics about what you deal with on a daily? Oh, Lalo popped back in. It's funny how people just pop in and pop back. So with the PTSD, he was saying that there are certain times and certain things that may basically trigger you to where, you go back in time or something. Do you ever have that happen?
Sometimes, but mine's more or less of it just kind of happens. It just kind of comes when it wants to come. I mean, I do take stuff to kind of mediate that, but
right.
There are times where it just comes and you don't know it's coming. I mean, I don't take my dog to work just because of the fact that I'm around certain things, and so I don't know when it's coming. I mean, he senses when it comes, when I start. But yeah, I don't. So when it happens at work, it happens at work, and they just gotta. I told them when they hired me over there, I said, hey, I have PTSD, so y'all either deal with it or y'all fire me now. So I mean, they deal with it and they kind of help me out there at work. They're kind of understanding,
That's really good. That's really good that they do that, and I'm so glad. So now you're doing the same type of work you were doing in the Army for the most part, aren't you? Or no? Or am I wrong?
No.
I don't know. It's been a while.
No, I drove trucks in the Army. I drove 18-wheelers in the Army.
Oh, okay, and now you're working on them.
And now I work on them, yeah. So
wow. Well, at least it's about trucks.
Yeah. I mean,
completely opposite.
Yeah.
By the way, this is Lalo. Lalo, do you have any questions for John?
How you doing? I don't know. I might have missed, but how long have you been out of the service itself?
Well, let's see. I retired in 2015, so
wow.
21. So November of this year will be what, 6 years?
It's already been that long? Oh
yeah.
My gosh.
Have you noticed? I was gonna say, have you noticed any old habits, like whenever you were in the service, of things that you had to do, maybe like waking up early, or different things that they made y'all do back then?
No, I always wait. I've been so much in the habit of waking up early. That's not even a habit anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, there are some habits that I do kind of find myself falling back into. Staying camera, man. And every time I move, it doesn't move.
I know, and it feels like mine too.
So, but there are some habits, and it's nothing that I can like pinpoint. It's just kind of. Yeah, I mean, sometimes there's some smells at work and stuff like that and it'll trigger something, and especially out here, a lot of people burn their trash. So I don't know if you were part of the Iraq War or anything like that, and so yeah, that triggers a lot of stuff, and the every time I smell it, it smells like yesterday, like I was there yesterday. So
like no time has gone by. It was just
exactly.
Yesterday. Wow. Yeah, I can just imagine when you go through. I mean, I can't even imagine because I haven't been.
Yeah, I can't either.
But I mean, something like that, it would have to be really hard. It's going to be with you the rest of your life. But I'm glad that you got the help you needed through the VA. So that's really good. So we had, Lewis talking about the VFW, how they can help, as far as having that camaraderie. And I know you did join them for a while, but I'm glad maybe they helped you for a while, but you still have the VA there as an option. So I also see we have Michael Vasquez on here. Michael, I hope you're doing okay. Michael is also a veteran. So I know every veteran probably has their own experiences and their own stories and their own things that they deal with. And the fact that you served for 20 years, that's just amazing, John. Man, gosh.
Yeah, it is.
So much for your service. I mean, I knew that you served a long time, but I guess at the time, because that's when we went all the way to, where was your retirement? Virginia.
No, it was in Georgia.
Georgia, I don't even remember. We were driving so long to go to his retirement ceremony. It was really neat. And I know that was I know it had to have been one of your dad's probably proudest moments to watch us graduate, retire.
I didn't get to spend much time once I did retire, because I did lose my dad that following year. Not even a year after I retired. So
I know
it was meant to be. I guess it was meant to be. I wasn't gonna have a retirement ceremony or anything like that. My dad actually asked me to have a retirement, to have one. So
I know I didn't want to bring. I shouldn't have brought that up.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
No, yes, you're fine. And your mom, Connie said you followed in your dad's footsteps, and you absolutely did. I can't even imagine how proud he was. Just like we all are. We're very proud of you. That's a huge accomplishment to serve.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Gosh, to serve your country for 20 years.
And now my son is actually at Fort Benning, Georgia right now, going through AIT himself. So.
Oh, wow.
I just asked Brett about that, because he sent me a friend request, and I was like, wait a minute, did Dallas did he join? And I thought he had. That's amazing.
Wow.
That's amazing. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
So once he finishes AIT, he'll be headed off to airborne school, and then from there he'll be going to Fort Bragg. So.
Wow. And I know.
I
was gonna say, was your dad in the service, or were you the first one?
No, I come from a family of service men and women.
Okay.
My dad's father was a Marine.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was in the Navy. I've had his brothers were in all the branches as well. They served some time. My dad's father retired. My dad retired. I think my dad's father retired. Carolyn's husband, my mom's dad, he was in the Navy for a while. My mom did time in the Navy. So like I said, to me it was no question. It was a family. To me, it's a family tradition. I followed it, and I continued with it until my body said I can't do it no more. Until it got stupid. After about 15 years, it got really stupid. So I decided I wanted to get out. So
your body said, "What are you doing to me?" So Connie said yes after 26 years. That's what she said. Wow.
I believe that was my dad's dad. Retired after 20. My grandfather retired after 26 years, and then my dad did 20 years, as far as I know. And then of course I retired. I retired the same rate as my dad did when he retired. So
wow, that's amazing. Wow. That's really amazing. That's a family dedicated to serving the country.
Yeah, definitely.
And the things that y'all have seen and helped with, and those. God, with all those generations, that's just amazing. You know what I mean?
And when did you know that you wanted to join? Was it always when you were young, or was it just something that you just thought about once you were a teenager?
No, it was pretty much when I was about a freshman in high school. It's kind of when I decided, what I wanted to do. And then my junior year of high school there in Kingsville, they come up with the JROTC program.
Oh yeah.
Kingsville. It was the first year, my junior year. So I joined that, and of course it was high school. So I enjoyed what it was about for those 2 years, and then I enlisted into the National Guard for a while. Kind of did like a posted type of thing, a state of one station. I went to Fort Benning, Georgia, to be infantry. And then when I came back, you know, they were kind of like, oh, you got to go back to school. You're going to have to go back to AIT. We're changing, you know, that time the National Guard, they kind of fell under, hey, whatever MOS they needed, everybody went back to school. They kind of did their own thing. You know, they kind of changed everything. And they were like, well, if you want to go active, then now's the time to go active. And I was like, well, let me jump on that train and see what it's all about. So, so in 96, I went active duty and never looked back.
Wow. Yeah. And I remember throughout the years, Brett and I have been married almost 16 years. Just in those years, I remember John's over here now. No, he's over there. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And it's crazy how time, it's crazy how time goes by so fast. I say that every day, but it's just weird how, you know, you did so many amazing things in those 20 years. You went, but it also afforded you the opportunity to see amazing places, didn't it, John?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it did.
I mean, you got to see places you would have never normally seen, and your kids, too.
Well, my kids, they really don't remember much of it. You know, I mean, I did 2 tours in Germany. That was about it. They don't really remember. They don't really, you know, they were still young. My daughter probably remembers most of it, you know. And now my granddaughter gets to see all that, you know, because my wife's husband is actually stationed. They're actually stationed at Fort Hood right now. So.
We're gonna go. Your daughter's oh yeah, that's right. Your daughter's husband is I forgot about that. Yeah, he's stationed too. Oh my gosh. They're kind of repeating the same cycle. She met him, he was stationed there, and the traditions just continue. The cycle just continues. So she said his son-in-law is going to Germany. Oh, okay. So they're gonna be going to Germany. Wow.
No. So my daughter and her husband were actually they started out in Colorado.
Right.
They PCS here to Fort Hood. As soon as they got to Fort Hood, they told my son-in-law that he was gonna go over to Germany for like about a 6-month deployment.
Oh, okay.
So my daughter and granddaughter will be here, but he'll be overseas. So.
Okay. So they're gonna be there with you guys, literally with you.
No, they're gonna be at Fort Hood. But,
okay. So they're staying in Texas. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's got the most precious little baby granddaughter. I can't believe you have a baby.
How many?
Well, she's
how many places have you been?
32, isn't she?
Say again.
I was gonna say, how many places have you been to?
Like as far as
like different places you like either deployed or just visited.
Like duty wise.
Yeah, duty wise.
Well, let's see. I did. Of course, my first duty station was Colorado too, which sucked. So I did time in where was it? Colorado. Came to Fort Hood for a while. I'm sorry, Colorado, Germany, Fort Hood. So let's see. I did 2 tours in Germany. Tour at Hood. And then back to Colorado. I don't know how they stuck me into that, but I ended up going to Germany twice, or Colorado twice.
Yeah.
And then ended up going to Georgia, and that's where I retired from. So what was that? A total of 4 or 5
about 5, I think.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. That is a lot.
And then then deployments in between all that stuff.
So you're stationed one place, and then they could at any time they can say, okay, you're gonna be deployed again. Is that how that works?
For the most part, yeah. I mean, there was a time where you would where they didn't have any what they call dwell time. They wouldn't give you a break. So when everything first kind of kicked off in 2002, 2003 time frame, I left. I came back, went to my next duty station, and left again, and came back, and then I kind of had like a little 9-month break in between, and then I left again. So that's where like the first 3 of my deployments were, where they were kind of like back-to-back deployments, and then they kind of slowed down after that. So
yeah, because we were talking about it during our 9/11 memorial that we were doing memory show. A lot of people joined the military after the 9/11 terrorist attack. And so it sounds like, so you joined in what year again? Did you say 2002?
I joined I joined right out of high school in '95 and went active
Okay, so
duty
you
in
were already
'96.
in.
Yeah, he
That's
was
right.
already
Yeah.
in.
That's right. So you were already in, but I know it looks like a lot of, from what we understood, a lot of people enlisted right after the 9/11 terrorist attack. So you were already over there or serving when all of that happened. So you got
Right.
to see the effects of that firsthand. I can't even
Mm.
imagine.
I can to this day I can tell you where I was at when during 9/11 of that year. 2000, what is it? 2001.
Mhm.
Yes.
I can see it
Wow.
very vividly. I can see it very vividly in my mind.
Really? Yeah, because Rodney, who is also Lalo's brother, he told us, he was on our show when we did that, where he was, because he was in the what, Army, Lalo, or was it Navy?
Do what?
Rodney
Air
was in the
Force.
Army too. Air Force. I'm
Air
sorry.
Force.
So where were you at during the 9/11? And you said you were.
I was actually in Germany that year. That was when I got stationed in Germany. We were actually driving to another state, or I guess it's a state. I don't know how they break it down over there, but
Yeah.
we were driving, and we pull up to the hotel, and we walk into the guest registration, and we thought it was a joke. The plane had hit the tower, and we thought it was a joke. We were kind of laughing about it, and they were like, "No, this is serious. This is real serious." And so they called us up and said, "Hey, y'all can't go anywhere. Y'all stay where you're at. Stay there. You're on lockdown." All right. And of course, it's not every day that you hear tanks rolling down the main street in Germany.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
talking they're rolling down the main street to the gate in Germany, like the hardtop streets.
Wow.
So yeah. So we were actually stuck in the
Wow.
hotel for about 2 or 3 days before they
So
said
they-
let us come back.
So they sent. I know it because everyone thought at that moment that they were going to bomb the bases. So
Mhm.
that's why they had the
Yeah.
tanks out, just in
Right.
case, I guess. Oh my gosh!
Right.
Because Brett and I worked at the base at the time, and they locked down the base and got us all off the base. Golly, I had never even thought of it from a different perspective. So literally, tanks were rolling down the street. Whoa, that must have been insanely surreal. How weird would that be to be there and see that? Are you still there? Did you freeze up?
I think he froze up.
I think you froze up. John,
Yeah.
wake up.
I know.
It looks kind of funny. At least it's a good picture. Got a
I
good.
think he kind of posed.
I know it looks like you posed for that, John.
Yeah, it is.
So I think we lost.
I don't know.
John.
I think we lost him.
So he said that the tanks were actually going down the street in Germany when 9/11 happened. That's crazy, right, Lalo? I mean, to me,
Yeah,
I
that
can't
is.
imagine. It's already, you hear this news and then you see tanks. First thing I would have thought was, oh my God, they did bomb it, or they're coming to bomb it, or, wow.
Yeah.
So I think we lost him. Come on back, John. Let me turn his okay, hold on. He's still here. Hold on. He said he's still here.
There he is.
There you are. That was funny, John. But it was funny you froze like you were in a pose. It was a
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, literally.
Right, Lalo? It was like,
You were just
hey.
like staring at us the whole time, and I was like, "Well,
Like,
I
stop
think he
staring at me. You're
froze."
making me so conscious. Oh, that's so funny. So the tanks were literally rolling down the streets of Germany right after the 9/11.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That is crazy. I mean,
So y'all were on lockdown for they wouldn't let you go anywhere for 2 or 3 days. And we were talking to Rodney. He said that they wanted to go. He said that the people that he was with, they wanted to go. They said, can we go help? They're going to need some help. Can we go help? But they weren't able to do that. Did you get a sense of that there as well, where everybody was like, what can we do? What's going to happen?
Yeah, for the most part, I mean, of course, everybody, when you're a soldier and somebody attacks your homeland, you're gonna want to be on the first flight home, and especially when somebody attacks our home.
Yeah, absolutely.
When somebody attacks our freedoms,
Yeah.
And,
wow.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, everybody wanted to come home at that time. I didn't want to be in Germany. I wanted to come home. I wanted to go, straight into New York and do what I had to do and come back, and
yeah.
Wow,
So
that's amazing. That must have been terrible. I mean, it was such a horrible ordeal, but the fact that you were serving during that time, wow, the fact that I can't even picture tanks going down the street. That's just weird, because I know.
Am I still here?
Do what?
we can hear you. We just your picture
Yeah, we
froze
can hear
up.
you. Yeah,
I don't know. That's probably the internet because I'm actually.
Whoops. We
Uh-oh.
could hear you, but then you cut out.
You still there, John?
I'm here. I'm
Oh,
here.
okay,
Well,
okay.
at least we can still hear you.
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay.
your
But-
mouth's not moving, but you're talking. It's really weird.
Hey,
It's like
kind of sexy.
Wow.
the
John, is
picture
there
itself.
anything-
I was gonna say that picture itself looks like you're just like admiring something
I
off
know.
to the
It's like,
corner,
hey, look.
like you're in awe of it or something, but you're not moving.
Like
Yeah,
you
I'm-
closed.
Oh,
There
there he
you
is. There he is.
I'm pretty far away from my internet connection. So that's probably what it is. And I got the door closed. You know.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I had to do the same thing. We had to move our modem and all that. And I was like, this better work. We paid enough money for this dang internet every month.
Yeah. You know, because it's actually in our bedroom, and we've been talking about trying to move it out. But I'm actually in another room that I made for my wife.
Yeah, I know her craft room, right?
Yes, her
Well, I
craft
saw
room.
some
Oh,
pictures. She does all kinds of crafts. I know Jennifer does a lot of crafts, but Esme, which is his wife's name, she makes mums and all kinds of cool stuff too. It's so many. She's really talented too. There's a lot of talented people out there. I am not. I cannot make anything. So I'm never. No. But yeah, I've seen some of her work. She does some really cool stuff, and that was a good job you did on that room. I was like, man, John needs to come over here and organize my house. Get over here and fix my grandpa's old
I
I don't
house.
know about.
These are some of the things that kind of help me cope.
Yeah, absolutely. Keeps you busy, right? Well, if you're ever really bored, you're welcome to come down here and fix up our house.
I think he enjoyed that comment. Look.
I know it made him smile. It made him smile. Wow. Well, John, I know I can't see you. Can you still hear us? Mine too. He needs to help his mama. Yes, you need to help your mama and your uncle. So, John, can you still hear us?
Nope. I think we lost him this
We have
time.
Connie on here. Who else do we have on here listening? Share with us and tell us who you are.
Share with us, please.
Share. You'll be living life after love. Not that share.
Wrong chair.
He's still here. He said,
Was it my chair after all?
oh my gosh. John, I'm really glad that you joined us. We started the Carolyn's Corner after hours because we really wanted to spread information, anything that'll help others. And we also want to spread a little bit of joy.
Yes.
And not every show can be full of joy, but we always try to add a little bit of laughter to each
Yeah,
show.
definitely.
Mr. Lalo here happens to be an excellent vocalist, and he's in our group, and he is so good. I'm bragging
I have
about
no
you,
idea
Lalo.
what you're talking
There
about.
you are. There you are. I was just telling you that, in addition to this show, we also do the Carolyn's regular corner on the radio. We do
So many corners.
We have so many corners. I'm so confused.
I know. Which corner am I at right now? I don't know.
You're right now. You're in the corner of your house. I'm in the corner.
Oh
of
yeah,
my house.
that's technically true. 'cause
Yet it's
there's a
called
corner right
Carolyn's
there.
corner. You can't see, but I'm in a corner too. I'm in the dark corner. So
Who's that
Lalo,
behind you?
who's that behind you?
It's so dark in there, Carolyn. Somebody's
Yes,
back
I know.
there.
Well, because it's actually bright, but it doesn't look like it. Because we had a one night, one of my friends was over and we were trying to get this going, and we had an interesting episode with a visitor in the room, and so we are going to have a show around Halloween to talk about encounters,
The paranormal.
because we absolutely had something happen in this house. We've had several things happen in this house, so we figured it was just my
Hey,
mom and your
hey.
dad.
Just remember his grandma looking out for you.
I know, no
Mm,
kidding. No, well, they
mm.
scared the crap out of us.
So now every time she's there, I'm like, Carolyn, there's somebody behind you.
Somebody, yeah, he does live in my mom's house, and I swear it is haunted. Oh yeah, it is. It is haunted. That night was terrifying, and it was Tiffany, she helps us with the radio show too. She was in here, and we were just talking, and I had never experienced anything like that, because all of a sudden I can't even. The only way I can describe it, it's very strange, is that I had the AC off because she was cold, so I turned the window unit off, and we had the ceiling fan on like we always do. and we're just in here talking. It was late at night already. Brett was already asleep. And she does live in my mom's house. Yeah. Yeah. And all of a sudden, don't say that, Connie. Someone's going to jump out of that big closet. No. And then all of a sudden, we heard a noise, and we were both talking like a lot. And all of a sudden, we heard a noise. It sounded like a giant fan going backwards, like slowing down. It was the weirdest thing ever. We actually heard it. And it was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I can't even describe it. And then it got freezing cold in here. And I mean freezing, 30 degrees at least. And I looked at her and she looked at me. We both looked up at the ceiling fan and I said, what the hell was that? And she said, I don't know, because we heard it, we felt it. We both, I literally turned the lights off and ran out of this room. And my friend Jennifer over here, she was on here a little while ago. I don't know if she's still over here, to come over and sage the room. I've never done that, but I was like, okay. Yeah. And she said that she thought it was my mom just hanging out. My mom and Philip is what she sensed. But it feels pretty good in here now. I didn't go back in here for like 2 days because it scared the crap out of me. So that's just one of
your mom or
my mom and Brett's dad is what she sensed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know. She didn't sense because she did it was interesting because I never dealt with anything like that. She had I forgot what you call it. It's almost like they do it with ghost hunters.
It's a spindle.
A little thing. Yeah, what do you call that?
More with where you kind of like put it on your.
Yeah, she held it up, like and when she asked if it was Madeline, yeah,
and it goes in circles.
When she asked if it was, it moved back and forth. When she asked if it was Madeline, it didn't do anything. So no response. When she asked if it was Philip, she got a little bit of a response. And when she asked if it was my mom, it was weird, man. It started moving like crazy. And I'm like, okay, mama, why are you scaring me? Yeah, but it scared us. It scared us bad. And I'm still I get goosebumps just talking about it, but it was, and that's just we've had a lot of things happen in the house. So we're definitely going to do a paranormal episode where people can come in and share their paranormal experiences, because that's just one thing we've had happen here. But I always say, just as long as you don't scare me. So Connie, you say it's haunted for sure. Yeah, it is. But I've always said it's just the family, but that was the first time where I ever had something like that. Wow. Where I got scared. I was like, oh. And then, what was it, the week before? No, 2 weeks before, Lalo, right? My grandson, Spencer, who's 4, was here.
Oh, yeah.
He was on the couch in the living room, and he got up because we were waiting for Grandpa to get home. He got up. Yeah. He got up and just started smiling and jumped off the couch and said, Grandpa's here. And I knew Grandpa wasn't here. And so I just played along because I knew Grandpa wasn't here. I could see the kitchen, the back door, which is the door we always use. Well, he ran in the room and he goes, where did he go? He disappeared. He popped away. And then he went to the other room, ran all the way around the house and kept saying he popped away. And I asked him what was he wearing? And he said green shirt and a green pants. Now, I have never mentioned Philip to any, to Spencer. He didn't even know he existed. He's 4 years old. I would never, you know what I mean?
Right.
And when Brett got home about 30 minutes later, I told him, I said, because Brett looks so much like his dad. So I said, there's no doubt that Spencer saw him, because he would have there's no way he knew. You know what I mean? Wow. There's no way. And so that wasn't scary, but I know he saw him. I know for a fact he saw him because he was smiling, jumped up like it was Grandpa. So that was another weird thing. So they were just coming through to check us out and see what we're doing, I guess,
Like, hey guys, we're here.
Yeah, like, okay. But
I'm
that
right
didn't
behind
really
you.
scare me. But but then it was a few weeks later when that happened. I think it was just
weird.
Yeah. Tiffany was in here and we were just talking and talking. I think my mom, if it was my mom, which is what Jennifer thinks, my mom really liked her privacy. So she's probably like, okay, that's enough talking. Shut up and go home, because I'm trying to go to
get out my room.
Yes, they say kids can see them, and I believe it. I mean, he absolutely saw him, no doubt, because like I said, there's no way he would know. You know what I mean? Yeah. I never said, hey, Brett's dad, he doesn't understand. He's only 4 years old. But he jumped up like, where did he go? And so when I told Brett he was wearing green shirt and green pants, Brett said that he used to that was one of the last uniforms he wore working for the city. And I was like, I knew it. I knew it without even asking, because I know he saw somebody. And so I was like, well, he's absolutely here, or he comes through here, So he's probably just checking it out and making sure. So my mom and she's probably like, okay, go home. It's enough. Go home.
Yeah.
So, but ever since then, ever since Jennifer brought the stage and all that stuff, oh yeah, Brett said tell him about the uniform. Yeah, the green shirt and the green pants. And because I just said, really? Because I knew it wasn't, Brett. And I said, what was he wearing? And he said green shirt and green pants without even pausing. And he's only 4.
Wow.
So I was like, whoa, Brett. So I knew. I was like, oh my God, that's his dad. I knew it for a fact. And as soon as Brett got home, I told Brett, and he gave me a look because I said, well, Grandpa, you were already here. And, I gave him a look like, just go along with it, because I didn't want to freak Spencer out, my grandson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. So he absolutely hangs out here or comes and checks on us from time to time. We've had lots and lots of things happen. But that was one where they always say on the shows it's validation. That was definitely validation because we weren't even thinking about it, you know what I mean, or anything. And
Yeah.
for him to see him, I was like, oh, there's no doubt he's here. Or he came, he walked right in the kitchen door and like Brett said, he always used to see him, after he passed because, he passed when Brett was 18. So he's been gone a long time.
Oh man.
Yeah, because Brett is 60. How old is Brett? 63. I believe Bill probably does check on you, Connie. I really do believe that. I do. I mean, it makes sense.
He does too.
Yeah. Well, my friend Jennifer, she studies a lot of that stuff, and she said the veil. There's just like she said, it's literally like a veil between us and them. She said, and they can come through at any time and just check on us. And she said the veil is very thin, so they absolutely can. And she said a lot of times when you hear something like that, that's them trying to draw energy just to let you see them. Especially something like that. Because when I described it, she immediately said, well, it's definitely what it was because they were trying to draw energy. That's why it sounded like everything was slowing down. But I had just never experienced that. The cold I had experienced. And you're looking up?
So you hear my face. Hey, nobody's listening. I'm the first one to live in my house. So I probably live on top of an old Indian burial ground. Who knows? But
well, you never know. Well, and it is possible that your dad would come visit. You know what I mean? And I believe, I know we're here to talk about veterans need, mental health. But I thought it was just very, very interesting. It's a topic that I think a lot of people have experienced different phenomenon, and they're like, no, it's just me. No, a lot of people do. And people thought I was kidding. When the touch light, that night when we were laying in bed and we had a touch lamp in the bedroom, and for hours that touch lamp was going off and on and getting brighter than it ever is able to get. And that went on. We have a video of that somewhere, and we would ask a question and it would respond. And I was like, okay, well, they were definitely there. And I was too scared to get out of the bed. And your poor uncle, oh, poor Brad, he has to put up with me. Brad, what do you want me to do? I'm like, I don't know. Do something. Yeah, I believe that. It makes sense that they, if it's like Jennifer says, where it's literally almost like a curtain, they can come through and check on you. Of course they would. I think, you know what I mean? Because they loved us. They loved us all. So, of course, they're going to check on you. And that's why when I lose a loved one, it hurts so bad. But then again, I've kind of come to that kind of conclusion that I know they're around me. They can be around me. That's why I still talk to my mom sometimes, and people hear me and they're like, "What's wrong with her?" Sometimes I just feel like she's there.
It's all right. I have a picture of my dad in here. And
yeah.
Sometimes I sit there and talk to him. So.
Absolutely. So Brett told me to get back on topic. So I better get back on topic. Brett is our production manager at the radio show, and he knows if I get off on a tangent, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
Well, so back on topic. Let's get back to that. So, John, you said you went to the VA. That was the main place you got help, but you did belong to the VFW for a while. So it sounds like you were a member. But there are organizations out there to help veterans, not just the VA, correct?
Right. Oh yeah. There's plenty of places you can go to. I mean, you won't even have to go to the VA. I mean, you can, if you still can get on post, you can see somebody there on the bases and stuff like that. I mean, even 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 out on the economy. I mean, if I mean, I know some places they help you out. You know, a lot of workplaces, a lot of your jobs you go to, they're military friendly, so they like vets, and
Yeah.
they like their discipline, and they're willing to help you. They're willing to help you get, I guess, better your life, you could say.
That's great.
Sometimes you just got to suck up your pride. I mean, there's a lot of prideful people out there. There's a lot of
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that,
mil-
especially
military people. You know, hey, I don't need
Yes.
help. I don't need help. I got this under control. But I guess the best example I could use, you say you got it under control, but you're still beating your wife, you're beating your family, you're doing all these things. Hey, man, this is not normal for you. You need to, get your help.
right.
I was able to get through the VA, help to get a service dog. Actually, I made one of my dogs a service dog.
Yeah, no, that's
I've
amazing.
had him for, he's about 15 years old, a blue heeler, and I've had him forever. He's always known when I've had problems. And they were like, well, we'll help you get a service dog. I went and tried to do their part of it, and I felt like I was cheating on my dog. I said, I can't do it. So I said, because my dog was too old. They said he was too old to be a service dog. I said, man, this dog has been helping me do it. I said, all you got to do is just give me certifications so he can be with me. And they accepted the fact, and I went through the training with him, got him trained. It was called the name of it is called Catsaw. Train a dog, save a warrior.
Wow.
I probably get in trouble for saying the name, but let's just say, what's some advice?
Okay, what's some advice that you gave your son about the military? Brett wants to know.
Oh,
that's a good question, Brett.
Well, since he just started, I told him, hey, don't be a know-it-all and think you know everything. Sit back, kind of let them show you the way, so teach you, kind of absorb what they give you, absorb the knowledge that they give you. I mean, you can't go in there and you can't be a hardhead. My son Dallas, he's a hardhead.
Yes,
yes. He's very pig-headed, and I told him, I said, hey, man, just listen to them and take the advice they give you. It's gonna help you out in the long run. So, so far he's doing okay. I mean, he's had a little setback. I mean, he was back here for a little bit. He came back in February because he hurt his hip. I guess they don't keep him. Yeah, I guess they don't keep him over there now. So they sent him back for 30 days. He went over there and stayed with his wife, and yeah, I said his wife, and
she snapped. There she goes.
Yeah, he got married too. Yeah, he got married too. So.
Oh, that's awesome! I had no idea. Nobody ever tells me anything, John.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I didn't know.
Congratulations. Tell him I said congratulations.
I will.
It's okay, Carolyn. I had no idea either.
You don't know either, poor Lalo. You're kept under a rock too.
Yeah. No. I'm saying I didn't know.
Oh,
either.
You didn't know.
Oh.
I feel.
No, I was the last one to find out. But that's another story for another time.
Yes. So Connie said that Shadow always knows when you're in trouble. He even knew when she was. Wow, yes. Really?
Oh yeah.
I remember Shadow. Oh, yeah. So he senses it or what?
Oh yeah. Believe it or not, it's kind of a fun fact that I learned. Dogs actually smell in 3D. You know how we see in 3D? They actually smell in 3D.
Okay.
So they can smell like I guess the best way I can describe it is they can smell your feelings. Like your what's the word I'm looking for? Like your body puts off different scents when you're going through different moods. And they can smell that and they can sense that.
Wow.
Like right now, when I was kind of upset about my dad, he was right here between my legs, and when he knew I was calm, he walked out of the room. He left. So.
Oh man.
So if I start having a little bit more of an attack, he'll come and he'll scratch at the door. So he knows when I'm nervous. He knows when I'm upset. When I had a bad day at work, he's always he's there. And now we
Boy,
actually have
that's-
another. We actually got another one that we're training to be service dog as well.
wow, that's amazing. So, but
Yeah,
each
that's
dog has
crazy.
those senses, huh? I
Yes.
didn't know that because I know our dog. Unfortunately, we had to put down recently, and Brett, I know he misses Aragon so bad. Aragon was like that. Boy, he would just come up to Brett and just love on him, and it's like he sensed because when just like most men, Brett never shares when he's dealing with anything. I just say, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, everything is okay. He's okay."
Yeah, everything's okay. Everything's okay. My wife,
Absolutely.
my wife does the same thing. Are you okay? And she eventually gets it out of me though.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that's amazing about the dog. That is a really interesting.
Yeah, I know, right?
So they smell in 3D, so they can sense what you're feeling.
Basically, yes.
To me, that's amazing. That's what I was going to ask. I was wondering, and then they have the so he even knew when Connie was. So Connie had a medical issue, and he was able to detect it, or you don't have to go into detail.
I don't remember exactly what, but it was either right after my dad passed away, or she was here for something and probably feeling a little upset, or she was feeling ill, or something like that, and he sensed it, and he won't. I mean, he won't leave him alone. He don't leave anybody alone, but he really didn't leave her alone. So
when the dog is always wanting to be petted, always wanting to be by you, maybe that's why they sense what you're feeling. That's interesting.
that dog, he always wants to be loved on, but no,
Yeah. That is
I was
really
at the lake. Oh yeah, I think I
Oh.
vaguely remember what happened. My mom. It was we were at the lake. But yeah, no, he always wants to. Blue heelers. They naturally want to be loved on. They're naturally, they're very protected dogs. They're cattle
Yes.
hunters and stuff.
Yeah, our dog that we just had to put down, he was a healer and he was a Catahoula and a healer. So he was very intuitive too, I guess you'd call it. When we were talking about Dad, she said.
Yeah, we were talking about we were having a conversation about my dad, and
Right.
and he was there, and
Wow,
he was
that's
loving on
amazing.
my mom. So
That's amazing. So you said that you went through training with him. What did that look like? Just trying to
really all it is like obedience training. That's all it
Okay.
really is, and then they kind of give them a little bit of other tests, as far as like, you can't act like you're depressed. You can't act like you're feeling, they kind of ask, well, what kind of things does he do when you're feeling down, when you're feeling depressed? What does he do? Things like they ask you questions like that, and they're gonna make sure he's gonna sit, he's gonna stay, he's well mannered. He's not gonna like bolt off throughout this. If I drop the leash, he's not gonna drop the leash. We're working on that, Mom. But Mom, yeah, Maverick, he's our other blue healer he's probably about a year and a half, and that dog doesn't listen to nobody right now. He's still a puppy, so.
That's yeah,
but
you've had Shadow for a long time. I remember Shadow, yeah.
Like I said, we've had Shadow since he was a puppy, since he was probably 12, 13 years now. So
Wow.
Wow.
Long time. So he knows you
That is a
well.
long time.
I mean, I know he's definitely part of the family.
Oh yeah.
I'll send videos and pictures of him. He's like, I got the whole bed. He's like, I'm family.
Yeah, you'll see him this weekend. So that's coming. You'll see him. You'll see him on Friday.
Yeah.
You'll see him on Friday when we come up there.
That's the sad thing when somebody passes. You spend so much time not being able to see family, and usually it's during those funerals or weddings that you get to see each other. It's a shame, but that's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is. So Lalo, is there anything you'd like to ask John?
I think we pretty much covered a lot of points and stuff.
Okay, Brett, do you have? I'm asking my husband because he's messaging. He's in the other room, by the way, y'all. Brett, do you have anything that you'd like to ask John or get him to clarify? And John, of course, if you have anything you'd like to add about veterans, organizations, mental health, things that are available, how you dealt with it, anything like that you'd like to add, please.
I mean, I'm sure the gentleman you had on earlier, I'm sure he covered a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm a very prideful guy. I admit it, I'm one of those guys that, hey, I don't need the help. I don't need the help.
Right.
You're you're gonna do something and you're gonna regret what you do. I'm telling you, I've done it. I regret what I've done many times. You gotta suck up your pride. You I can't say it enough. I can't stress it enough. You gotta suck it up and you gotta get that help. You gotta get that help. If you don't, if you know something is not right about yourself, look for that help.
Yes.
There are many places out there that'll help you. I mean, if you're not near a VA, the VFW will help you. A DAV will help you. A Wounded Warrior Project, I'm sure they can reach out to somebody and get you help that you need.
Right.
Like I said, I'm sure these guys covered it before, but I can't stress it enough. I cannot stress it enough. You just, guys, we're very, we don't like to look for that help, but you have to suck it up. You have to suck in that pride and do it, and that's one thing I told my son. I've told my son, he doesn't like to admit when he's wrong. I've told him many times, you got to suck up your pride and you got to ask for that help. You have to ask for that help. If not, you're going to do something you're going to regret.
Absolutely. Because it's a lot to deal with. And like we always talk about on Carolyn's Corner, on both of them, that we're, as individuals, as a society, we're dealing with enough already. And then you add that. Let's see. Rodney says there are plenty of veteran Facebook as well that you're a part of. That's good, Rodney. That's really good to know. Do you have any specific ones that you'd like to mention, or what would they just type in? Veteran organizations, I guess, on Facebook, right, Rodney? Thank you for saying it, Rodney. That's a very important point, because a lot of people are on their phones all the time anywhere, their computer. So if you can go somewhere and chat with somebody or message somebody on a Facebook group, belong to a group. And
for sure. I mean, I'm not on my phone as much anymore.
Right.
But yeah, and again, he's very right. I mean, there are those groups out there. There's plenty of groups out there. I even trail ride with some guys down here that are veterans.
That's awesome.
So I mean, there's trail riding groups. I mean, they're not veterans themselves, but some of them aren't veterans themselves, but they do kind of help out the vet. They I mean, as weird as it sounds, they do like veterans down here. Don't ask me why, but they do. And a lot of people, it's great. I mean, I get a lot of my thoughts out of my head when I ride my horses. So.
Oh, I bet. How relaxing, just chilling out and riding everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Chilling out with a 6-pack in the saddlebags.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a pretty good therapy. It sounds like a very good therapy. And Connie just said there are biker groups available.
Yes.
Yeah. So Rodney just says you want to pick one you'll feel comfortable with, because some only feel comfortable with their own services that they served in, only because each service goes through their own experiences. That's a good point, Rodney. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, I didn't even think about that. Obviously, on Facebook, there's lots of organizations. I cannot say that word.
Organizations.
What was the other word? Coincidences. I said it right. I can't say that word for some reason. My tongue gets all tied. There's lots of avenues out there for help.
There we go. If you have any family members in your family, I mean, you can even turn to them that are vets.
Yes.
I have my cousin. He's a vet. I talk to my wife a lot too. She's a vet. We kind of sit back and do a lot of things too.
That's awesome. It's nice. The main thing is you're not alone. I guess that would be the biggest message, is just find someone so that you're not alone. So you have someone to help support.
Here's one of the fine crafts my wife made for us.
Oh, I love it. Wow, that's nice, John. Retired. I love that. Great job, Esme. I don't know if she's there, but tell her we said great job.
She just walked out, but.
Well, I really appreciate you being here, John. Is there anything else you'd like to add? I'm really excited that we're going to get to see you this weekend. It's unfortunate circumstances though, but at least we're going to get to see you, and I'm really glad about that. So y'all just be very careful. Y'all going to be driving down soon?
Oh yeah, we're going to leave Friday, so we'll be there late Friday.
Okay. Well, just be careful, and thank you so much for coming on and joining us. Lalo, is there anything else you want to add, hon?
No, I just appreciate you coming on and sharing, what you've been through and sharing your stories. And we're all appreciative of the service that you did to the country and to us. And just continue doing what you do to help yourself out and help your wife out. And we just that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Well said, Lalo. And same here, John. We always love you. We're always cheering for you, no matter how long it is between our visits, because it's always a long time.
Oh yeah, always.
There's never enough time, and that's true with anybody, whether it's family or just friends. Everyone gets so busy. We have to make time. And I saw Connie just say we all need to go camping. Amen to that, sister. That sounds like
Oh yeah, hey, I got me a nice
Vacation
trailer
time.
so we can all fit in it.
Yes,
Ooh.
absolutely. That would be so much fun. Well, John and Lalo, if there's anything else y'all want to add, if not, I think we're going to go ahead and shut her down. Anyone else?
Hey, I just want to put out there, we need to keep in our thoughts and our prayers. These vets that are out there now, especially those 13. There's 13 service members that recently lost their lives over there in Afghanistan.
Yes.
Hey, and to all those other vets that did their time over there, that did their thing. Hey, we didn't do that for nothing. Just remember that, guys. We didn't do that. We weren't there for no reason. There was a reason we were there. We accomplished that mission.
Yes.
And unfortunately, things happened and it went sideways. But for those soldiers and sailors, Marines, every service member that's over there now, we need to remember to keep them in our thoughts and our prayers.
Definitely.
That's absolutely right, John. And I was going to mention that earlier, and then I got sidetracked. Absolutely, because we want them to know that their service is not in vain, and they, like you said, they accomplished their mission, and we appreciate everyone's service. And to those family members of those servicemen and women that were lost, our hearts and prayers go out to you.
Yes.
Honestly, always, and I've seen a lot of tributes to those 13 fallen servicemen, and we need to not forget them ever, because that should never be in vain. The loss of anyone that serves our country is a hero, as far as I'm concerned. And the memories of those heroes should never be forgotten. We should hold them up and remember them and pray for them. Yeah, Connie, pray for our vets. Absolutely. And try to, whenever you get a chance, folks, go out and support your veterans organizations if it's possible, because we talk about the VFW. That's why we do our show at the VFW too. We love doing it there because it gives us an opportunity to bring something into the veterans. You know what I mean? That because all the money that they make goes into that veterans organization. So it's important for us, and we enjoy doing it. And we invite y'all there any Saturday except for this Saturday.
Yeah, definitely not this
We'll have
Saturday.
somebody there this Saturday.
Y'all can still go on Saturday. Just Carolyn Corner's not going to be there this Saturday.
That is true.
Thank you, John. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, they will have another DJ. And Lalo, do you remember his name? I'm so bad with names. John?
I don't. I do
I
not.
can't remember his name. But anyway, they will have another DJ there. We have a lot of fun. One of these weekends, John, you need to come out and go to our show. We have so much fun.
I'll come and Brett and I can do a duet, and we can't carry a tune.
Because he loves them duets.
Absolutely.
I'll tell Uncle Brett that he's sitting in my chair.
Absolutely. Oh God, Lalo, you think Brett is fun? You get these two together, it is a I tell you. I mean, really. Oh my God, John is a great guy. I just love him so much.
I do want to.
Do what?
Oh, did he freeze up again? Look, he's smiling.
Oh, he froze up again.
There he is. There.
Hi, how are you?
My back.
Yeah, you're back.
Well, he froze for a minute.
I just want to do
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna express my deepest condolences and stuff to you and Brett and the loss.
Thank you, Lalo.
I know he asked if I can be there Saturday. I'm gonna check and see if I'd be able to be available, and that way I can probably
would be great.
Do a couple of songs for you guys.
They're still finalizing the details. But John Lalo is an amazing vocalist. Oh my gosh! You wait till you hear him. He blows our minds. He's one of our people in our group. I say, and it's a truth. We're very blessed to have so many talented people around us, and that's why we love doing this, because of the love of music and to spread some love and joy to maybe people that we need some joy. We need some laughter.
Yeah. Oh, you definitely do. But she's being a little too modest. You know, I sound like a chicken being choked.
No, he does not. He does not. He does not. I would never. Oh, please no. I don't know which one that was. Oh, getting them together, Connie.
No, she's talking about me, and she's talking about me and Uncle Brett. So.
I know it's so funny because it's like I'm trying to remember. Okay, what did I say? I have the worst memory of anyone. So, ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate y'all tuning in. Lalo, do you have anything you want to add? Because I thought we may go ahead and end, or do you have something else?
No, I think we covered up mostly everything we wanted to cover on.
Okay, do you want to do the episode of dad jokes before we leave tonight? Did you get any jokes ready for tonight?
No, I did not. I didn't get anything because I didn't. I wanted to keep it. You know, I wanted to keep it more serious, like we did the last episode.
So next week, I don't know what we have next week. I have a plan, but we don't know if I never say we're going to do something, John. This is what I learned. I plan on doing this because anything can happen. So maybe next week we'll implement our tambourine joke.
Oh yeah,
tambourine worthy or not tambourine worthy because we don't have a drum roll. So we're working on sound effects. Lalo, what happened to that? You were supposed to get us some sound effects. Poor Lalo. Poor Lalo, poor Tiffany, poor Brad. If it weren't for them, none of this stuff would happen. So before we leave, I want to say hi and bye. Thanks for joining us to Francis, Letitia, Connie. Thanks, guys, for joining us. We really appreciate it. I hope y'all found some good information on here. If there's a veteran in your family or if you're a veteran yourself, please pass on the information or use that information. Remember, you can go to the VA for help. You can go to your VFW. They can direct you, lead you to the right direct. What am I trying to say? They can, like Lewis said, you can lead the horse to water, but no one can make you drink. It's up to you. Yeah. Remember, we're here for you. If you ever need anything, you can message us right here on Carolyn's Corner, and I will get you to the people that you need to go to. I will send you to Lewis, and he will send you to so forth. You know, Oscar and his brother, anyone that they can to help. Remember, you're never alone. Right, Lalo?
Never alone.
Thing. You're not alone.
That's the biggest thing that a lot of them have, trouble with, is feeling loneliness and alone, and like nobody else knows what they're going through, but they have brothers and sisters out there that served as well that know.
We've all been in the same shoes at one time. At one time or another, we've all been in the same shoes, and and it's never. You always feel the loneliest when you're alone.
Absolutely, that's true with every aspect right now, with everything we're all going through. So we try to promote just, hey, oh wow, Connie, every day 22 vets commit suicide. We want to, if we can change that in our own little corner, whatever way we can do that, even if it's just one, if we can stop one person, you know what I mean, to know that you are worthy, and you are not alone, and we appreciate you and we love you. You know what I mean? So remember to reach out for help. Don't be ashamed. There's no shame because we all have been through times, just like with everyday life, just general. Life is hard sometimes. Right now, it's even harder. So you add those, we're all dealing with so much. And that's why I wanted to do these shows so much, because we're all dealing with a lot. Not just, not just me or you or, no matter if you're a vet or not a vet, you're dealing with stuff. It's a lot to deal with, but especially our veterans. We thank you so much for your service and for all you give to us and for our freedom because of you guys. And with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful night. God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining us.
One more thing.
Yes, go ahead, Lewis.
I'm like, Lewis, is he behind me?
Oh, what's behind you, Lalo?
No, I wanted to say that if somebody happened to be watching right now, or if they happen to come upon this episode and actually watch it, please share it to anyone that they know who has served or is serving, so that way we can spread the word of, of everything that's been said today. So that way, it can touch somebody else, or maybe somebody else can actually feel that, like we said, that they aren't alone, and that way they can actually look into the different services that they can actually get to help getting through what they're going through.
That is such an excellent point. And if our little bit of information helps a veteran, helps somebody, yes, please share. We always say like, comment, and share. Sharing is even more important. Share with your friends that are veterans. Share with your family that are veterans, because who knows, they may need a little bit of this information, right? Thank you, Lalo. That's a very excellent point. They may be one of the ones that is struggling right this moment. So we don't want you to struggle. We want you to know that you're not alone.
Yes.
So with that being said, I hope y'all have a great night. And God bless you, John. I'm looking forward to seeing you. I wish it was under better circumstances. Lalo, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes,
John,
ma'am.
thank you so much. We love you, and we'll see you very, very soon. Actually, you can stay on if you want to stay on the phone with Brett. No, we better not. Well, I'll have him call you. We have like a lot of people on here, but that's okay. Hey guys, thank you so much. Connie, we'll see you this weekend.
All right, we'll see y'all next week, everybody.
We love you too. Bye, honey. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Y'all have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Now I just got to figure out how to set it